then Maddie's going to hit the intro. Here we go.
You're listening to Eagle 102 KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green, 102.1 on your dial. KJFM Radio, Eagle 102. Area high school football is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM Radio app. Now to the field for high school football on your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.
Welcome one and all to Cunningham Field, Louisiana. The Bulldogs set to take on the Mark Twain Tigers this evening. I'm Rodney Dolbear alongside Kelly Henderson, Corey Radford, Maddie Ingram alongside for technical assistance, and we'll be bringing this to you on a nice, warm, late September evening.
Yeah, Rodney, we have the 2-3 Bulldogs going against the 0-5 Mark Twain Tigers tonight. It'd be interesting to see how the Bulldogs respond to the loss last week against South Callaway, where they just didn't quite put forth the effort that they put into games 2, 3, and 4.
Well, and of course I wasn't at that game, but it sounded like the offense had some success. But some keys that we looked at to that game before it was played, the week before, we thought that South Callaway may attack the edges. It sounds like that's what they did and had quite a bit of success. So you would certainly expect Mark Twain has seen that on tape, and you'd look to them to attack the edges as well.
Absolutely. I do know that the coaching staff has worked hard this week to try to shore up their edges again. And I know they've been working on it all season, but they have put even more effort into it this week because they know it's a weak point and they've got to get it shored up.
We've got about 27 and a half minutes on the clock before this one will kick off. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show on Eagle 102 after this.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
We are back at Cunningham Field. This is the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show. I'm Rodney Dolbear again alongside Kelly Henderson and Corey Radford, set for a nice evening of football here. The weather, well, it could be better. It could be a little bit cooler, but nonetheless, it's a good night to play football, a good night to watch football for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to dive into a little bit of Mark Twain. Again, they're 0-5. They lost to Monroe City, to Winfield, to Wright City, to Montgomery City, and to North Callaway. A couple of the teams on that list aren't the strongest, but they aren't pushovers either. Where it's at, so I don't quite know what to expect with Mark Twain whenever they come out against Louisiana. Of course, Louisiana beat North Callaway, and you want to be careful getting into the who beat who prior, because it just doesn't always work out that way. And the scores that I saw weren't all big blowouts. They were a couple score differences, but not something that where Mark Twain got totally blown out. If Louisiana doesn't up their effort back like they did in games 2, 3, and 4, they could have some real problems tonight with Mark Twain.
Louisiana at times has looked very good this year. They've executed their offense well. They even switched their offense up and executed both styles of offense well. And there's in the conference and district that they're in, there's a lot of the games and a lot of the teams that they play they can beat. But by the same token, there aren't any of those teams that they can beat that can't turn around and beat them. So execution and discipline in their game plan will make the difference in the vast majority of the games that they play.
That's exactly right. Louisiana is not setting too bad in their district right now. They need this ball game. They need at least one more, and preferably two more after they lost last week, to try to secure a home district game, which isn't too far in the horizon.
This is the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show. Other action, we'll be bringing you updates and all the area action, as well as who's going to be playing a little bit later in the pregame show. But you're with us here at Cunningham Field right now. We'll take one break on the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show. Be back with more after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Knight Equipment Company.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat Debit Card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat Debit Card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
The Eagle 102 keys to the game.
Back wrapping up the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show, looking at some other area games on tap this evening. North Callaway will be in Van Far playing the Van Far Indians tonight. Bowling Green travels to South Callaway. Pleasant Plains will be in Pittsfield. Pleasant Hill, the Wolves, on the road at North Green. And, of course, Mark Twain visits Louisiana here this evening, and we'll have that coming up in about just under 20 minutes. We'll be back with the Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate Keys to the Game after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Custom Works Salon and Tanning, the Mercantile Bank, and Pepsi.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the number one priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast.
Keys to the game on Eagle 102 this evening from Cunningham Field. Mark Twain and the home Louisiana Bulldogs set to kick off in just a little bit under 20 minutes. We talked a little bit about some other games this evening, and Kelly, you've got a few thoughts on that.
Well, we didn't talk about the Montgomery City versus Wright City game tonight. Montgomery, Bowling Green really handed it to Montgomery last week. Score of 82-20, and Montgomery is 3-2 overall and 2-1 in the district. So it wasn't like that. They were coming in there without any wins. I think it'll be very interesting to see how a decent team that got thrashed last week will go into Wright City and respond. A little bit, again, like we're looking for Louisiana after the loss last week, how they'll respond tonight.
Well, Louisiana has a chance to respond to their third loss of the season. They suffered at South Callaway, South Callaway last week, and you hope that the kids don't look at the record of Mark Twain at 0-5 and think, well, they haven't won yet, we're going to get back on track. They can get back on track if they put forth the effort.
Yeah, and use this as a springboard game because the schedule gets, fairly tough these last few games, and I don't think that they can come out and give the effort that they gave last week and get to where everyone thought that they could go this year.
Speaking of this game and what they need to do, you have the keys for the game this evening.
Yeah, and they're a little bit more basic this week. We could talk about, need to do this on defense, need to do this on offense, but I think it's more of a team thing this week for the keys. Number one, they need to forget last week. They just need to forget that effort, forget it ever happened. Number two, they need to get back to basics. They need to go out there, remember their fundamentals, and execute them well. And the number three thing, as I have already said 2 or 3 times tonight, they need to find that effort that they were giving in games 2, 3, and 4 this year.
Well, the loss last week is certainly one that they probably all came back from and thought, had we done a few things differently, we could have won. They really haven't had that type of a loss this year. Bowling Green's just a superior football team to a lot of teams.
That's right.
They're going to hang a big number on a lot of teams. And then in their loss at Father Tolton, they played a state-ranked team and played very well and were largely competitive the entire game. So now they're having to come off of a loss, like you said, where they just didn't perhaps put the effort that they would have liked to have put on the field and the effort that was required to get the win. So it's going to be critical for them to recover from that and see how they respond. Like you said, get back to basics, execute the fundamentals, and play their assignments.
That's right, and play hard the entire game. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but last week watching that game, it just looked like guys had tired legs. Again, it just in those other games that we talked about in their effort, it looked like that as they went through the game, they actually got stronger. Last week they just come out flat and just stayed flat the whole game, and more so on defense than offense. They were walking the ball up and down the field against South Callaway, but defensively there was just so many mistakes being made and so much lack of effort on the defensive side of the ball that they just couldn't stop South Callaway.
Well, this has been the Vicky Cadwalder Real Estate Keys to the Game. We'll be back with this Community State Bank starting lineups after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by PJ's Salon, Noah Builders, and Reed Insurance Agency.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the number one priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are brought to you by Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy.
Welcome back. Starting lineups set to be announced. They've been announced here at the field. We are 11 minutes 40 seconds away from kickoff of this football game. Starting lineups for both teams as follows.
So on the offense for Louisiana, you have Cooper Lumley running tight end. You have DeMarco Green at running back, Brady Shepard at running back, Ethan Harrison at quarterback.
We're going to step aside for a second while they play the national anthem.
That was our national anthem as performed by the Louisiana High School Marching Band. We will continue with the starting lineups.
So starting back over for Louisiana, Cooper Lumley, tight end, DeMarco Green, running back, Brady Shepard at fullback, Ethan Harrison at quarterback, Alex Zerwa, wide receiver, Wyatt Martin, O-line, Alec Polson, O-line, Ben Nictula at O-line, Brendan Hughes, O-line, Elin King, O-line, and Jamal Blackwell, wide receiver. Now for Mark Twain on their offense, we have Aiden Waters in the offensive backfield. We have Jack Dotson at running back. We have Nolan Epperson at quarterback and in the offensive backfield. We have Landon Armour, a wide receiver. We have Coden Miller, a wide receiver. We have Chandler Miller, their tight end. We have Jacob Dotson. He's on the O-line. Braden Moss is on the O-line. Joey Bailey is on the O-line. Micah Daniels is on the O-line. And Wyatt Evans is on the O-line.
Those have been your starting lineups for this game this evening, brought to you by Community State Bank. We will take another short break and be back with this action shortly on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Lacrosse Lumber, and Meyer Implement Company.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile. With the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account, you'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Clucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company, on the square in Bowling Green.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
We are 6 minutes, 57 seconds away from kickoff of this football game here this evening between Louisiana, the home Bulldogs, against the Mark Twain Tigers. Traveling down from the north, Louisiana set to take the field. I did hear one other bit of news that will be going on tonight. This is the annual Young Cheerleaders Clinic for all the young girls, and I heard one of either the sponsors or the mothers say they have 72 girls this evening.
Well, wonderful.
For their cheerleading clinic, and that seems like a lot to me, and she said it was the most that she'd ever heard of as well.
You know, to have participation at a young age is wonderful. Hopefully that participation will continue, on throughout their high school years and maybe further. But at these small schools, the kids just have to participate in those types of things to make things work well.
Absolutely. Participation up and down in all the extracurricular activities, that makes it go round.
Rod, I was going to say, I was watching the band, and guy out there in his football uniform, which we used to see, but I haven't seen lately. But Jared Wilkinson was out on the field with the band and with his football uniform. Whenever they got done with the national anthem, and put his instrument down and went back with the team. And those take a lot of time for those young men to do those items.
Other games of note this evening, we talked about Bowling Green at South Callaway, Brown County at Beardstown, Calhoun at Carrollton, Central versus Routt, Hannibal plays versus Kirksville tonight. Monroe City will be at Palmyra. There's an old contest from the Clarence Cannon Conferences that has been around a lot of years.
And a hot rivalry.
A very hot rivalry, not just in football, but in life in general for sure. We mentioned Montgomery County. You did at Wright City. Pleasant Hill at North Green, Quincy versus Galesburg. Q&D plays Father Tolton this week.
I saw that on the list. That'll be very interesting to see the outcome of that game.
Troy Buchanan versus Timberland. Van Fur again is at North Callaway. West Central at Greenfield, and Winfield versus St. Charles.
Corey may be able to give us some insight into Timberland. Corey, do you know what's going on with Timberland this year?
Timberland, of course, that's the high school that my kids will go to down in Winsville. They made it all the way to sectionals last year. They're having a down year this year. Francis Howell kind of owns the St. Charles County, Warren County, Troy type area. I mean, you all grew up around here too. It's amazing to see Troy as a Class 6 high school in the state of Missouri.
Right.
Well, they were Class 4 back when during the Stone Ages when we were in school, and I believe there was only 5 classifications at that time. They were still a large school, but of course nothing compared to what they are now. Looks like we've had the coin toss. We'll let you know who has it. It looks like Louisiana will receive. Captains meet at midfield, shake hands. We will take a short break. This concludes the pregame show on Eagle 102. Play-by-play is next.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by All Parts, Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
We are set to begin. Louisiana will receive the opening kickoff. DeMarco Green stands on his own 10-yard line, awaits the kickoff from Mark Twain. Zerwa and Harrison also back, standing just outside their own 20-yard line. Louisiana will have it and move from right to left as we get ready to get things underway.
So the $64 question, Rodney, is will they kick to DeMarco Green?
Haven't seen it a lot this year. He can certainly take it the distance at any minute. And here we go. The ball is teed. Mark Twain's ready. The officials are ready. And here we go. End over end kick right down the middle of the field. Picked up by Zero at the 20-yard line. Comes to the near side of the 25. Makes one man miss to the 30. With a seam to the 40. Into the open field to the 50. One man to beat to the 30. Still on his feet to the 20. To the 10. Pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. What a start for Louisiana.
Well, Zero had a chance last week to run quite a few plays, offensive plays for Louisiana, and showed a suddenness and a quickness that no one had seen out of him before that point, and he certainly showed it on that kickoff return. He was able to accelerate around his wall of blockers and make a huge return there.
Huge return. Picked it up at about the 22-yard line and returns it all the way outside the 5. It's marked down at the 8-yard line. 1st and 10. Harrison looks to run to the right with the ball, cuts inside at the 5. Touchdown, L.A. Bulldogs. Just underway in this game. Louisiana on top 6-0.
Well, I believe if Louisiana could have drew up and said this is how we absolutely have to start the game, they wouldn't have dreamed it would have been as good as that. To be able to have a huge return right off the bat and be able to run their first play from the line of scrimmage in for a touchdown.
Louisiana lines up for two. Harrison puts Zero in motion, hands to him, coming to the near side, cuts it up inside, and the two-point conversion is good. Just 19 seconds into this ball game, Louisiana on top, 8-0. Back with more on Eagle 102.
With 11:41 left to go in the first quarter. Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by La Route's Hair Salon and Tanning, Sun Window Company, and MASH.
When you're looking for a taste of Italy in Pike County, visit Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, just a block from the riverfront on 3rd and Georgia. Create your own pasta dish. Experience the Gambino family recipe meatballs in a toasted garlic bun. Or enjoy some Italian wine with friends while indulging in cannoli dip with cinnamon sugar chips. Italian-American cuisine that's sure to tantalize your taste buds. Gambino's Eatery, 3rd and Georgia, downtown Louisiana.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
Well, what a lightning start for Louisiana. A 70-yard kickoff return by Alex Zerwa, and then an 8-yard run and subsequent two-point conversion. Harrison with the touchdown run and Zerwa with the 2-point. 8-0 Louisiana. And Harrison moves into it. It's a pooch kick, end over end. It'll be fielded at the 30. Ball's on the ground. And Mark Twain, their up man, caught it, fumbled it, and then fell on it. It'll be about the 31-yard line. Mark Twain will have it.
So Louisiana has made half the answer as far as upping their effort from last week. A definite yes on offense. Now, where we saw maybe even be the flattest was on defense last week. So let's see if they can come out and up that effort now that they're on defense.
Mark Twain opens with two receivers, top of the field, single receiver to the near side. Pistol formation. Nolan Epperson puts a man in motion, circles back behind the backfield, handoff to the back in the backfield. He breaks into the open to the 50-yard line, to the 40. No one's around him, to the 30, to the 20. That's going to be a touchdown, Mark Twain. With the handoff, Jack Dotson takes it 69 yards, and Mark Twain answers just like that.
Yeah, Rodney, a simple little fullback give basically there. They carried the fake out on the option and just nobody's home. I couldn't tell. Corey, could you tell if they caught him in a stunt there? It didn't look like it to me.
All I know is not a single Louisiana defender touched him, which is hard to do on something that goes right up the middle through a defense.
Mark Twain also lining up for a two-point conversion. Dotson in the backfield, optioning to the near side, pitch to the slot back, who came around in motion, and they're going to say in for the touchdown.
Two-point conversion is good.
Two-point conversion good. 11 minutes, 30 seconds left, and this one has had plenty of action. 8-8 is our score. Back with more after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Bip Veach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Number 7, DeMarco Greenback return for Louisiana.
Well, we've only played 30 seconds of this football game. We've had two touchdowns, one by Louisiana, one by Mark Twain. Explosive plays, explosive kick return, and explosive run from Dotson, and Mark Twain set to kick it off. This one's going to be shorter, although Zerwa moves up, gets it, kind of fumbles it, picks it back up. He's looking for room, not going to find much there. Ball's out. They're going to say he's down at the 25-yard line. Louisiana will put it in play from their own 25.
what we've seen the first 30 seconds of this ball game would even be a little bit much for Madden.
Louisiana will take over on their own.
Somebody's had the cheat codes on offense so far.
Absolutely.
First and 10.
So we'll try and get into a little bit of a more normal flow for the football game. Harrison comes out with both Shepard and Green split behind him in the pistol formation. Stands 5 yards deep, takes the snap, hands off to Shepard. Now keeps it on the option look. Pitches outside to Green, still on his feet, fighting for extra yardage, and he drug a couple of defenders about 7 yards, picks up the first down yardage, and what a good strong run by Green.
Yeah, he broke at least 2 tackles coming around that corner. Green has kind of showed the last couple weeks that, he's got some power to his running. And at first I thought he was just a speed guy, but he has got some power.
Ball at the 37, first and 10, fresh set of downs for Louisiana. Single back offset to the left, dropping back to pass is Harrison. Looks to the right side, good coverage, pass goes incomplete. On the far side of the field, wasn't going to pick up much. Ball was thrown about 3-4 yards downfield. It'll be second and 10.
No, it looked like the corner almost jumped the route whenever he saw it coming, so they must have saw something on film last week where they felt comfortable jumping that route.
Second and 10, not yet a minute underway here at Cunningham Field in Louisiana. Bulldogs and Mark Twain, the Tigers tied at 8. Single receiver to the near side is Blackwell. Coming in motion is Green to the near side, 35, makes a man miss at the 40, 45, 50, to the 45, 40, 35, still on his feet to the 25, 20, tripped up at the 17-yard line to Marco Green with a nice run.
Wow, again, broke a couple tackles around through there, made a couple nice stutter steps. He's really maturing as a runner.
First and 10 inside the red zone. Ball will be spotted at about the 18-yard line. Clock is finally broken under the 11-minute mark. That's right, 11-minute mark. We've played a minute and a half in this one. 2 receivers top of the field. Single receivers Blackwell. Fake to Shepard, straight up the middle. Harrison inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Call it the 8, going to be very close to another first down.
Yeah, neither defense seems to have a handle on the offense at all tonight.
First and goal, Louisiana. Officials wind the clock. They'll set up on the 8-yard line. Goal to go. Blackwell to the near side, Zerwa and Green split right. Shepard offset to the left of Harrison. Looks to take the handoff straight up the middle. Shepard fighting for yardage inside the 10. Not going to gain much. Maybe a yard on the play, maybe 2. Still outside the 5-yard line.
Just that nice little fullback quick hitter that they ran with a lot of success in some early games. I think teams have kind of seen that and have tried to do what they can to prepare for that.
Well, not always the case this year, but this, in the early going, seems to be a team that Louisiana can exploit the edges on, as they've done so a couple of times already. Play clock under 17. Harrison. Lumley slides in motion to the right. Harrison with the option look to the far side, looks to get to the pylon, cuts it inside. Met with traffic, does get inside the 5-yard line, picked up some yardage, turned nothing into something there, and it'll be third and goal from the 3.5, 4-yard line. Nice job by Ethan that time to pick up some yards on a play that was well defended.
It looked like they had a true RPO going on there, because it looked like a couple times Ethan wanted to rear back and maybe toss that ball, and finally decided to tuck it and take it on around.
Blackwell splits out wide to the left. Lumley slot to the left as well, single back behind Harrison. Harrison hands off, now keeps it, looks to keep it up the middle, into the end zone. Touchdown, L.A. Bulldogs. I think the officials were confused.
I believe so. Just nice blocking, nice ball handling. Offense seems to be clicking very well tonight. Maybe they can make a couple adjustments on defense and get a stop in this next series against Mark Twain.
Louisiana lines up to attempt the 2-point conversion. Well, we got flags on the play.
Little movement.
false start on the offense. We'll repeat the extra, or the 2-point conversion.
The touchdown play was a nice belly to the fullback, Shepard, and Ethan rode that play for a long time until he saw the opening, pulled it, and really walked in untouched off the left side of the offensive line.
And, the longer you ride the belly of that fullback, the chances for a fumble go up because the fullback just wants to grab the longer that football's in his belly. And, it was wonderful they didn't fumble it, and even better they scored on it.
Let's get the snap off. We're at 5.
5 on the shot clock. Harrison from the 7-yard line rolls out to his left, under pressure, still scrambling, looks to throw. He's going to be sacked. And that's going to be an incomplete point after attempt. 8:42 left here in the first. 14 Louisiana, 8.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by the Keeley Center, Service and Supply Co-op, and Ameriprise Certified Financial Planner Tamara Schurter.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Kicking off for the Bulldogs, number 13.
8 minutes, 42 seconds left here in the first quarter, an action-packed first quarter. Neither defense has taken a stand to this point. I hadn't had a chance. We talked about the effort. It looked to me in the pregame that not just a few, but the Louisiana team in general had a lot of energy, carried a lot of energy onto the field during warm-ups and onto the field with their first series. Now the defense is going to have to find that energy as well. I know it's the same kids, but they're going to have to figure something out here and get a stop.
That's right. I agree with you, Rodney. It looks like their legs are a little fresher this week than they were last week to me.
Harrison set to kick it off, tees it up on his own 40-yard line. Mark Twain waits for it. It's kind of a pooch kick, almost an onside kick. Ball's out. Louisiana has it. That was touched by Mark Twain. Not that it matters. It went more than 10 yards. Louisiana recovers the fumble at the Mark Twain 47-yard line.
Well, one thing about it, if you don't feel like that you can play defense very well, just don't play defense. Just get an onside kick and keep the ball the whole night.
And one of the Mark Twain up men made the decision to try and pick that ball up and run with it rather than just covering it, and that cost them.
Louisiana stole 2 possessions last week against South Callaway with the same kickoff strategy.
Right. They've been pretty opportunistic on their onside kicks and their turnover takeaways this year.
Twin receivers right and left. Single back is Shepard. Straight back to Pax. Harrison looks to air it out down the right side. Has a man open underneath it off the fingertips of Zerwa at the 13-yard line. That was open. Zerwa had a couple of steps on the defender and just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, just a matter of inches. Just even a quarter more step, and Zerwa hauls that ball in. Just a hair tall for him. So
Harrison had nice protection, untouched pocket that was able to roll out and threw a good ball, just couldn't quite make the connection.
And even though you don't make the connection on those, you keep the defense from, especially the defensive backfield, from cheating up so hard, which on those, because they know that play's possible and, helps your running game immensely.
Green and Zero split to the near side. Shepard offset to the left of Harrison in the backfield. Lumley slot to the right. Single receiver to the top of the field. On the right hash is Blackwell. 5 on the play clock. In motion, Green. Ball's out. Ball's on the ground. Looks like Mark Twain's got this one. Or it's still a scrum. I thought Mark Twain had it, but Louisiana, I believe, got fortunate. Bounced off some shoulder pads. No official yet. And Louisiana has it. That was fortunate. That ball came right to a Mark Twain defender, and there was nobody within 3 or 4 yards of it.
And he was covering it, and I guess it just squirted loose at the last second. So, Louisiana's fortunate on that.
After all of that, 3rd and about 12, ball at the Mark Twain 47.5-yard line. 3 receivers to the wide side. Blackwell here to the near side of the field. Rolling out to the right under pressure. Rolling to the right. Pass to Green. He gets it, heads upfield to the 40. DeMarco picks up about 8-9 yards, going to make it 4th and manageable, if you will.
See, I like the little wrinkle they put in. They brought one of their backs back on the back side to protect Ethan Harrison and pick up that loose defender that was coming in. So I like this wrinkle that Louisiana's put in this week to help Ethan out in the passing game.
Fellas, watched for Cooper Lumley here last week. He had 6 catches, 102 yards on down and distances just like this.
4th and a long 3, call it 4-yard lines. Harrison stands behind center. Ball is on the ground, picked up in the backfield by Green. He's in some trouble. He gets to the 50. Could have been a face mask. Didn't throw the flag. It's going to be whistled down at about the 45-yard line, and a busted play as the snap got loose, and Mark Twain takes it over on downs.
Yeah. I'm not sure that the snap did not look that bad. I just believe it was mishandled by Harrison that time, and everybody on the Louisiana team did what they could do to make the best out of it, but by that time Mark Twain had the ball swarmed. So
Mark Twain has it at their own 49-yard line. Single receiver to the near side. Pistol formation. And we've got whistles. We'll see what the flag is. I assume it's a flag.
So, Corey, it looks like Louisiana's lining up in a true 5-man front this week.
Flag on the play.
Whatever they can do to help stop the run. Mark Twain just hasn't ran a lot of plays, so it's hard to gauge what's going to go on here tonight. The offense is executing. I want to see a little bit more out of the defense here, see what they do to come back from that long run on the first down, and Mark Twain's only offensive play.
After the motion penalty, 1st and 15. Hand off to the back in the backfield. Dotson's going to pick up about 4 yards. Louisiana got a favorable spot.
So it looked like that time Louisiana's defensive line was moving the line of scrimmage the way that they needed to. It just like the linebackers are a little late to recognize what's going on and to react.
Yeah, the interior defensive line shot their gaps, almost ran right past the fullback.
Evan Waddell splits to the top of the field, single receiver to the near side. Tobin in the backfield. Now he's also joined there by Waters. Handoff right up the middle, gain of about 5 more. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Gain of 5 for number 20, Eli Tobin.
Looked like Louisiana had a stun on that time. The linebacker was coming, and I think there's a little communication between him and the down lineman because I believe they both went through the same hole that time and absolutely cannot do that and leave that gap unprotected.
Nolan Epperson, your quarterback. He'll break the huddle at his own 47-yard line. 3rd and 5. I would assume this is certainly 4-down territory. Pistol formation, 2 receivers, top of the field, single receiver to the near side. Ball on the right hash. Slot back comes in motion, sets up camp. Handoff fake, passed over the middle, wide open into the secondary. Missed tackle at the 20-yard line and into the end zone for the touchdown. That's going to be Miller for Mark Twain.
That little slant right there with the way Louisiana's got their defense set up is going to be open if they don't make some adjustments tonight.
We are tied at 14, 5:33 left in the first quarter. 2-point conversion attempt coming. Single back is Tobin in the backfield. Also joined by Waters. Tobin goes in motion out to the right side, handoff up to the middle. Actually, that wasn't Waters. That was a big man in the backfield there. He scores the 2-point conversion. Mark Twain with their first lead of the night, 16-14. We'll be back with more on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat Debit Card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat Debit Card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market, Louisiana, and Bowling Green
Pike
Pharmacy.
County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM, brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market, Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
The pace of action has not yet slowed down. 5 minutes, 33 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. 16-14, Mark Twain, the Tigers on top of Louisiana. Louisiana set to receive the kickoff. Green waits at his own 13. This one's more of a squib kick. It's on the ground. It's been touched. Looks like Louisiana fell on it. One of the up men made an effort to get on top of it, but kind of booted it as it went by. But nonetheless, Louisiana recovers the kick.
Louisiana will take over.
They'll take over on their own 46.
Louisiana's had to handle quite a few onside kicks this year, and they've done a wonderful job with recovering them. In fact, that's the first time I've seen them kind of mishandle an onside kick on their return team.
That ball got on top of the up man very quickly. He didn't have time to decide whether to get out of the way or to get in position to field it.
Right, and there's a reason he's an up man. He probably doesn't handle the football very often.
1st and 10 at their own 46. Harrison takes the handoff to Shepard. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He might get a half a yard. And it appears Mark Twain has sniffed that out.
Carried by number 9, Braden Shepard.
Picks up a yard.
Gain of 1 on the play, brings up 2nd down and 9.
Very hard fought yard. Lumley, Zera, and Green split to the far side. Blackwell stands on the near side of the field. Single back is Shepard, offset to the left of Harrison. Harrison takes the snap. Another snap that just about got away from him. He's looking to throw, has time, needs to do something. Airs it out down the right side. Kind of threw it away there. Ball falls harmlessly at the 25. It'll be 3rd and 9.
I believe that's the third time tonight that I have seen some trouble with getting the snap handled in the shotgun, and I don't recall any other time this year that's happened.
Yeah, that was just simply a three-man rush by Mark Twain, 3 down linemen, no blitz, and they just played coverage, and they picked the right defense to play against that play.
Well, in the meantime, there's been a holding on the play as well. Going to back it up another 10 yards, so instead of 3rd and 9, we're going to be looking at 2nd and 19. Ball sitting at the Louisiana 36-yard line. Going the wrong direction this drive. But got a couple of plays to get it into that manageable category.
There is no defenders within 5 yards of the line.
Harrison comes to the near side, fakes the option pitch to the 40, 45. Boy, I think he might have misread that one.
I would agree with you. I was getting ready to say I think maybe he should have pitched the ball there. I mean, he got 10 yards out of it. But
yeah, picked up 10 yards, but I believe Shepard might still be running if they go ahead and make that pitch.
That's what I thought.
3rd and 10. Play clock at 30. Plenty of time. Play comes in from the sideline. Ball near the left hash. 3 receivers top of the field. Zerwa, Green, and Lumley. Single back is Shepard, offset to the left with Blackwell standing on the near side. Harrison calls for the snap, looks to throw. Throws into the flat intended for Green. Nobody there. It'll be 4th and 10.
Yeah. There's an awful lot of indecisiveness with the throwing tonight by Louisiana's quarterback, Harrison.
Yeah, it seems like he's having trouble getting the reads tonight. And Mark Twain has done a nice job of coverage overall.
4th and 10. Harrison stands 6 yards deep, now backs up into the more traditional punt formation. He moves into it. It's a bad kick off of his foot, and that will be a net 3-yard kick. Ball will be Mark Twain's inside Louisiana territory at the 49-yard line.
Ball will be placed on the Louisiana 49-yard line. 1st and 10.
That was not the series you were looking for.
No, not at all. Louisiana's just going to have to keep their intensity and kind of get through this little rough patch.
Single receiver to the near side is Miller. Epperson stands behind, takes a high snap, hands off up the middle with yardage into the second level, gain of about 7 on the play.
Yeah. So far, I know they changed to this 5-man front, and I have not been impressed with the results so far.
For Mark Twain.
Just gashing him right up the A gap, right up the B gap.
Yep. Yeah, it just seems like we can't get any linebackers to get to reading to fill those gaps.
Almost the opposite of last week.
2nd and 3. Man comes in motion, joins the backfield. 2 backs in the offset eye. Fake over the middle, had a man opening, incomplete, intended for Coden Miller.
So we have no safety in the middle of the field back there to stop that. So you are going to see that play until Louisiana gets a safety back on that. You are going to see that play numerous times out of Mark Twain.
Well, that play, Miller was open, had a step on the defender. Pass was just a little too far out in front of him. It brings up 3rd and 4. Ball at the Louisiana 43-yard line. 2 receivers come to the near side of the field. Single back in motion. Fake to the man over the middle. It's going to be a touchdown. Wide open, nobody home. With the easy pitch and catch, Aiden Waters was wide open over the middle of the field, and he takes it in from 43.
Louisiana's got to adjust somewhere on defense, and I mean quick, because that, again, little quick slant, there's nobody there to stop that.
Yeah, you might play a little zero safety down at the goal line. They're just giving up anything 10 yards beyond the line of scrimmage in the passing game.
Yeah.
2-point conversion, forthcoming. Handoff up the middle, and this one's going to be turned back, no good. 22-14, 2 minutes 50 seconds left in the first. Back with more on Eagle 102 after this.
The first quarter, the score.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Rick Rodhouse, Country Financial Agent, Noah Builders, and Central State Bank of Illinois.
Louisiana set to begin the 7th possession in this football game, and we've yet to play one quarter. We've played just over 9 minutes of football, and we've had 7 possessions.
Tiffany, I may not be home till tomorrow at this point. Save a bed for me, one of you two.
Mark Twain kicks this one on the ground to the left side, and it's recovered at the 38-yard line.
No return on the kick. Louisiana will take
and Louisiana puts it in play, 1st and 10 from their own 38.
Louisiana definitely needs to make something happen on this drive. They've had a lot of miscues on the last 2 offensive series, and they have got to play some good fundamental football here and get this ball into the end zone.
Well, it looks like Mark Twain wants no part of kicking it deep any longer. That was a solid adjustment.
Yes.
I'd like to see him get the ball in Zierwald's hands. He's instant offense.
He lines up on the far side. Handoff up the middle to Shepard, cutting across the line of scrimmage to the 40. Still on his feet, fights for yardage out near the 45. He'll be marked down just short at the 44, but a good first down play there. Picks up about 5 yards.
Our offensive line did a nice job that time, won the battle. I'd like to see Louisiana test the perimeter here a little bit. They haven't tested it in a few plays.
Zero comes to the near side. Blackwell flips to the top of the field. Ball near the right hash. Harrison, handoff, pulls it, cuts it upfield, fights for yardage, squirts across the 45 out to, we'll see where they mark him down. I'm going to give him about 3 on the play.
Thinking 3rd and 2, it looks like.
3rd and 2 at the 47.
Quarterback keeper by Ethan Harrison.
Louisiana had numbers there, Kelly. They had 6 defenders in the box, and Louisiana had six blockers plus the quarterback.
Yeah.
He would have liked to get a little bit more than just 3 yards there.
Yeah, whenever you win that numbers game, you would like to have a little bit deeper than that. But, you know, one thing that Louisiana's been working on, initially they're pretty good about getting where they need to go and not so good at maintaining their blocks. They've gotten a little better over the season, but still need to work there.
Harrison with Shepard, hands off to Shepard, hitting the backfield. Going to gain about a half a yard. It'll be short. It'll be 4th and short.
Carried by Brady Shepard.
Somebody blew that up at the
Gain of a yard, brings up 4th
defensive
and 1.
front. They were in the backfield and just about got to Brady Shepard as soon as the ball was handed off.
Call that submarining.
Yeah.
Ankle biting.
Yeah.
Nice tackle.
Louisiana keeps their offense on the field, although they line up as if they were to punt. Harrison drops back, and it looks like they're going to kick it away. 4th and a yard. High snap. Harrison with the fake. He's got some room. Needs to cut upfield to the 50. First down yardage. Gets to the 45. And a nice play. Late, long developing play. But the result of the play is a first down nonetheless.
Yep, pretty gutsy call there. You know, the snap was high. I think with the way the blocking was set up, it was a designed fake punt. Louisiana blockers got out and done a good job of making the wall there to be able to get enough yards for the first down.
Now, Louisiana doesn't have to snap the ball here before the quarter ends. You got about a second between the play clock and the game clock.
Kind of looks like they're going to just sit on it as we approach the 10-second mark. You know, everybody to the line of scrimmage. Harrison with 8. Looks to take the snap with 5. Takes the snap, hands off to Shepard coming to the near side, 45. Still on his feet to the 47. Fights down out of bounds near the Mark Twain 40. We'll see where they mark him out.
Here by number 9, Brady Shepard.
Nice run on first down. It'll be 2nd and about 5 when we come back after this on Eagle 102.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Knight Equipment Company.
When you're looking for a taste of Italy in Pike County, visit Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, just a block from the riverfront on 3rd and Georgia. Create your own pasta dish. Experience the Gambino family recipe meatballs in a toasted garlic bun. Or enjoy some Italian wine with friends while indulging in cannoli dip with cinnamon sugar chips. Italian-American cuisine that's sure to tantalize your taste buds. Gambino's Eatery, 3rd and Georgia, downtown Louisiana.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Set to begin play here in the second quarter. Mark Twain on top of Louisiana, 22-14. Louisiana has the ball, 2nd and 5. Shepard on the last play of the first quarter got a nice spot there.
Yes, I thought the spot was very generous. Shepard did a nice job. The play was designed between the tackles, and he saw that the backers were filling it up, and he bounced it outside and was able to to make something out of a possible loss there.
2nd and 5. Louisiana flips around, now moves from left to right. Harrison stands behind center 6 yards. Come to the near side, looks to throw, has a man open, it's going to be overthrown. Had Blackwell wide open behind the defenders.
Yeah, play design was good there. Just looks like maybe Ethan's just a little off tonight on his throws. Maybe he'll get a couple more, and maybe he'll get settled down with those and be able to zero those in.
It's one of the toughest ones to throw and catch when they're wide open. Your quarterback sees him wide open and gets a little excited and puts a little air underneath it.
A little excited, yep.
Be 3rd and 5, just underway, 2nd quarter. 22-14, Mark Twain on top of Louisiana. At the moment, Louisiana has it. This drive started at their own 38. Shepard offsets to the left.
Yeah, we moved. I believe Louisiana moved there.
Excuse me.
Ball start on the offense.
Well, it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Be a 5-yard penalty.
What I seen there was Green went in motion. They were playing man defense, and Zerwa was one-on-one over here with the safety playing inside the hash marks, Zerwa outside the hash marks. That could have been a big play coming.
3rd and 10. After an initial solid start, Louisiana's offense has stalled out the last few possessions. 3rd and 10. Harrison behind center, comes to the near side, drops the snap, picks it up. He's in trouble, gets out of trouble, looks to air it out, has a man open if the ball gets to him. Caught by Lumley at the 10-yard line, inside the 10 to the 5. What a job by Harrison to keep that play alive. Cooper Lumley wide open downfield for the reception. 1st down, Louisiana.
Very nice. I don't know what's going on with Ethan in these snaps. I don't know if he's trying to read it too quick and taking his eye off just momentarily too quick, but he is having a world of trouble with the snaps tonight. Made a nice recover off of that and a nice throw and a nice game.
Not saying that's how the play was drawn up, Kelly.
Well, you know, if it is, it's that's pretty deep.
Elements of the Fumblerooski.
Fumblerooski.
1st and goal from the 5. Harrison brings Louisiana to the line of scrimmage. Shepard offset to the right. Handoff fake. Harrison keeps it running left across the 5 near the end zone. They're going to mark him down just short.
Quarterback keeper by Ethan Harrison.
Ethan got close. I'd say he's at or inside the 1.
You know, the ball marks got him right at the goal line. Right at the goal line. Now's the time whenever your big guys up front have to win their battles.
We've played 1 minute of the 2nd quarter. Harrison checks his armband. Play clock at 26. Plenty of time. He has Shepard offset to the right. 0 to the top of the field. Handoff in the backfield. That's going to be dropped for a loss. We're going to lose about 1 or 2 play. Shepard didn't get much there.
3rd down and 1.
Yeah. White Evans with Mark Twain is having a pretty good night on that defensive line. He's made some penetration. He's eating up blockers, doing well. It looks like Mark Twain sends quite a few guys about every play. So, and most of them are being sent, you know, between the tackles. So, hopefully the Louisiana coaching staff is aware of that.
Snap back. Harrison looks to get upfield. Hit. We got a flag down. Harrison will not score, and this could very well be a holding.
There is a flag on the field.
We'll see what the officials say. It is holding against Louisiana, so now you're looking at 3rd and goal from the 12. This drive, again, started at their own 38, has stalled out. 3rd and goal from just outside the 11-yard line. Zerwa comes near side. He's joined over there by Lumley and Green. Lumley moves to the left side of the formation. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, single back in the backfield with Harrison. Clock under, 9:44 to play in the second. Harrison draws Mark Twain offside, so we're going to get 5 of those 10 yards back.
That's nice. Looked like Mark Twain's going with a 0 safety here, close to the goal line. I would.
So now we've got 3rd and 6, a little more manageable yardage. Not to mention the thought of certainly two down territory.
Absolutely 2 down territory.
So if you can't get in, if you can pick up some positive yardage and get you down there close to the goal line, make it a manageable 4th down play. First things first, Louisiana sends 2 receivers top of the field, single receivers Blackwell to the near side. Harrison calls for the snap, handoff. Now he's looking to throw, picks it up. In some trouble, looks to the right side, has a man open over the outstretched arms of Blackwell. Blackwell was open.
Well, we've got to get Ethan settled down and get him dialed in on those passes. The design's good. The guys are open. He's just got to be able to make that connection.
Offense, of course, stays on the field as you would expect. 4th down, goal to go from the 6-yard line. 9 minutes, 2 seconds left to play, second quarter. 22-14, Mark Twain on top. 20 seconds on the play clock. Blackwell splits to the top of the field, 0 to the wide side right. In the slot, Green. Harrison stands, hands off, fakes, pulls it out, looks, everybody's covered. And the ball is thrown incomplete, intended at the pylon for 0. Mark Twain did a nice job that time. Everybody was covered up.
Everybody was covered. O-line didn't do as good of a job as they had been doing on their pass protect that time. Ethan didn't have just a ton of time. He had adequate time, but he didn't have any extra there.
Well, a good drive that stalled out. Obviously, the holding penalty takes it from 3rd and a couple. Timeout on the field. We'll step aside for a break as well. Back with more on Eagle 102 after this.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Custom Work Salon and Tanning, the Mercantile Bank, and Pepsi.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 102.
Brought to you by Rod Prentice and Brenda Crawford, State Farm Agents, Pepsi, and Ackles Farm Market.
Oh, shit.
All right. And we're back here at Cunningham Field. Scores 22-14. Mark Twain over to Louisiana High School. Back to you, Rodney.
Well, a long drive results in a turnover on down, so Mark Twain is backed up inside their own 10 at the 6-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10, and this would be a really good time for a defensive stop. Force them to try and punt this ball out of their own end zone.
Or a turnover.
Turnover would work as well.
If you're Mark Twain, why would you stop just running right up the middle or running that slant?
No, I'd run that slant until there it is.
Right up the middle, 1st down yardage, very near it, picking up 9 or 10 on the play. Eli Tobin.
Number 20, Eli Tobin.
I am just not a fan of this new defense.
2nd down and 1.
2nd and 1. Mark Twain with the ball after the turnover on downs. Tobin stands offset to the left in the backfield of Epperson. Epperson handoff. Tobin up the middle, hit this time at the line of scrimmage. May pick up the 1st down yardage, but didn't gain much more than that, and that was a much better defensive play.
It was. It looked like they tried to widen that run out a little bit to the C gap that time. And the way this defense is set up right now, we got some help there. And I just think maybe they tried to put some help to bolster our perimeter and maybe weakened a little bit up the middle.
Single receiver top of the field, 2 receivers to the near side. Tobin stands offset in the pistol, high snap, handoff. Tobin up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage. Not going to get much there. Much better work by the defensive front for Louisiana.
Yeah. The
No gain on the carry.
linebackers are starting to read and react a little bit better.
Well, and I noticed on the play before that, it's like the defensive tackle, the nose tackle, kind of submarine, collapsed the middle of the offensive line. Maybe it's a different philosophy coming out of the coming out of the quarter.
Hughes and Nictula right there that time to stuff that run before it got going. 2nd and 9. Single back in motion comes into the backfield. 3 backs. Handoff up the middle, wide open to the 35, still on his feet. Near the 35, over across the 30 to the 34-yard line, and that'll move the chains.
So Louisiana switched back to 4-man front on defense, brought a safety back, so they've come out of that 5-man front.
On Mark Twain's own 30-yard line.
Well, that's quite a spot for Louisiana. Ball just outside of the 30. 1st and 10. 6 minutes, 55 seconds. Single back comes in motion. High snap, handoff up the middle. Tobin going to pick up about 2.
Did you see the double team there, Kelly, on the nose tackle?
Yeah. Yeah, and as you know, the D linemen are taught when they, get double teamed, if they can't split it, to go down and make a pile right there, because that double team is there to try to get that man out. And if he makes a pile there, then the defender's not allowing that offense to do exactly what they want to do there.
Definitely slowed down the forward momentum of the runner and allowed the linebackers to flow down and make the tackle for a minimum gain.
2nd and 8. Waters comes in motion, still in motion, reverses, handoff faked with the option look. Waters takes it, hitting the backfield, swarmed by Louisiana. Nice job sealing the edge there. That play's going to lose a yard or 2.
So it just looks to me like Louisiana is much better suited to run a 4-man front on defense. I realize that Mark Twain has gotten a first down here, but this since Louisiana switched back, this looks a little bit more like what we've seen the previous games.
We're about 17 minutes into the game, and this is the first 3rd down for the Mark Twain's offense.
3rd and 10, ball outside outside their own 30-yard line, just to the 31. Big play here for Louisiana. 5:20 left in the 2nd quarter of play. Receiver comes in motion. We've got illegal motion. The flag is down. Quarterback in the backfield looking to throw. Epperson. He throws it. That's out of bounds. I think that was a fumble.
Yeah.
They should spot that backward.
I think they're going to call it incomplete, but I agree. I think it was a fumble.
It was either a fumble or a backward
it
pass.
Might have been a backward,
it was a backward pass
is
what I should have said.
Yeah.
So that should be – they're going to call illegal motion on Mark Twain. That's what it appears that they should do. Result of the play would be about a 4th and 18 if they mark it out of bounds.
Well, if I'm Coach Smith right here, I'm wanting an explanation why that wasn't a backward pass.
Right.
Well, the officials are thinking it over, and they haven't spotted the ball. Penalty should be declined.
Yep.
And they did mark it down where the ball went out of bounds, so it'll be spotted at the 20, so they've got 4th and 21.
The referees did a nice job there, not just because it went Louisiana's way, but because that is what actually happened. So, and that would have been pretty easy where they were at not to have called that.
I believe Blackwell stands at midfield to receive the punt. This is a good one. It's going to get fielded at the 43-yard line to the 45, makes a man miss at the 50. Fights for yardage, cuts back the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Had one man to make miss there, and he had some open field. Trying to make a play. Can't fault a man for that. Louisiana will have it. 1st and 10 at their own 46.
Ball will be placed on their own 45-yard line, 1st and 10.
This is a big possession for Louisiana. As you know, they return the kick. They return the opening kickoff. So Mark Twain's going to get the ball back after half. I'd like to see Louisiana walk in here. Got 4 minutes, 55 seconds left. I'd like to see Louisiana with some execution here. All 3 timeouts. Go down here, score, tie the game, get it into halftime, make some adjustments.
Harrison stands behind center. has Shepard in the backfield. Ball's on the ground, picked up, looking to throw. Has a man open, zero, wide open behind the defender. Couldn't make the connection.
If my count's right, that is about the sixth time tonight that Harrison has mishandled the snap.
I don't know if
it was a little low.
I don't know if the humidity conditions are making the ball slick or what, but it's something I really haven't seen much this year, and it's happened numerous times tonight.
Put a little bit more air under the ball as well. He's throwing it flat like you would a 15-yard out route instead of putting a little bit of air on it for a 40-yard downfield pass between the hash marks.
So they changed Martin to center. This is, I believe, just his second game at center, and that may be a little explanation.
Good snap, optioning to the left side, cuts it up. Harrison across the 45. We're going to have a hold. Going to have a hold.
Ethan Harrison, there is a flag on the field.
Yeah, I'm afraid by his reaction with the hands on the helmet, I'm afraid they got Nick Tula.
Yeah.
Penalty is holding.
And negates a 5-yard gain, so we're going to be 2nd and 20.
The 10-yard penalty will bring up 2nd down and 20.
2nd and 20.
I don't quite understand. This team was fairly disciplined. First few games that we watched them, and they're losing their discipline with some of these small mistakes, and they're killing themselves.
4:42 left in the first half of play. Harrison checks his armband. Shepard offset to the left. 2 receivers near side, single receiver top. Harrison fakes, cuts up field at the 45, still on his feet, or the 35 rather. Nice run, squirts forward for an extra 7-8 yards. Ball outside the 40 to the 43-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Ethan done a nice job. He was met at the line of scrimmage by a defender, was able to get through him, broke another tackle about midway between there and the 7 yards he gained, and then the third man finally got him after the 7-yard gain.
Another 3-man front for Mark Twain right there, and it felt like we didn't block a single one of the 3 with our 5 down linemen.
10 on the play clock, 4 minutes on the game clock. Harrison behind center, hands off to Shepard running left, hit at the line of scrimmage. Not going to gain much.
No.
Maybe 2 or 3. It'll be 4th and 9.
Brady Shepard. Short gain on play will bring up 4th down.
That bread and butter fullback belly play just hasn't been there tonight. It's been so good to him in the past, but it's just not there tonight.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why they're not attacking the edges a little bit more.
I neither.
I think that's where their strength is at in this particular matchup.
Yeah,
that's where their edge is at.
I think so too. Grab some numbers and get around the edge.
Approaching the 3-minute mark, Harrison drops back to kick it away. He moves into it. This is a better kick, angling down the left side, hits at the 30, takes a decent Louisiana bounce. And I'd say they will mark it out, I'm going to guess, about the 27.
Mark Twain will take over.
Another 32. We'll step aside for a break as well. More after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Lacrosse Lumber, and Meyer Implement Company.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Follow area high school sports throughout the season on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Veolia Landscape Supply, Royal Banks, and a Taste of Philly.
Game 4 on the play brings up 2nd down and 6.
2nd and 6 after Mark Twain picks up 4 yards on 1st down. 2 minutes, 38 seconds left in the second quarter of play. Mark Twain has the ball and a 22-14 lead. Epperson stands in the backfield. 4-man front for Louisiana. Waters comes in motion behind the backfield. Dive play up the middle, going to get about 5. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Seems like since Louisiana's moved back to the four-man front on defense that Mark Twain is pretty content to try to keep it between the tackles. On their last series, they thought they were going to run the that slant again, and it was disastrous for Mark Twain.
Single receiver, Waddell splits to the top of the field. 2 receivers to the near side. Epperson with 1 back in the backfield. High snap, he corrals it, running to his right. Ball is thrown over the middle. He did a nice job of getting it away, but there's linemen all kinds of downfield here. I don't think that was supposed to be a pass play. There was 2 linemen that were 7 yards downfield.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the referee's eyes got on where the ball was at and kind of lost it.
Huge stop here. It's 4th and 1. I don't think that was supposed to be a pass. Epperson did a nice job thinking on his feet because he was getting ready to be corralled 7-8 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Wyatt Martin, I'm going to give a shout out to him. He is starting to put some pressure on the Mark Twain's QB.
It's coming right up the middle, boys.
Yep. Spoke a little too soon about Wyatt. He jumped off sides there.
Offsides penalty is going to give Mark Twain the free first down. Ball will be spotted at the Mark Twain 45-yard line, 1st and 10. 1 minute, 41 seconds to play here, second quarter.
I've got that as is that the 5th penalty or the 6th of the night?
There's been a bunch. Waddell and Miller split to the near side. Single back stands with Epperson. Miller goes in motion. Handoff faked over the middle. Incomplete. Pass intended for Aiden Waters. It went incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Nice. You know, Corey, it just looks to me like this. The players, Louisiana players, are so much more comfortable in this 4-man front defense. Seems like they are aware of what their responsibilities are. Seems like they're getting there quicker. Just seems to suit them much better.
I need to see a higher energy level, though, from Louisiana on both sides of the ball. It's kind of just lethargic tonight.
Handoff coming to the near side. In motion was Waters. He has room at the 50, cuts it upfield, hit there, still fighting for yardage. Looks like they'll mark him down just short of first down yardage at the Louisiana 47-yard line.
So what I did see there is Wyatt Martin got to the edge, and he had 2 blockers up there. He attacked the outside shoulder and turned that ball carrier back into where he had help. And that has been few and far between for Louisiana this year. It's nice to see him working on it.
Mark Twain is taking a timeout. We'll step aside as well. Back with more on Eagle 102 after this.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by All Parts, Kayla Caldwell, certified financial planner with Edward Jones, and Ann Lane Boutique.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
The area's best coverage of high school sports on Eagle 102, brought to you by Pike County Health Department, People's Savings Bank, and All Parts.
Third down and a short 2 for Mark Twain. Ball on the near hash. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 receiver all the way on the far side of the field in front of the Mark Twain bench. Under center, handoff up the middle. First down yardage.
Yeah.
Hunter Miller with the carry, and they needed 2, and they got 4.
Yeah. At some point tonight, Louisiana's going to have to make a couple plays on that and give them some negative yardage so they don't feel that's a go-to whenever they need to.
Here comes the shot, guys. I feel it.
Snap back, Epperson. Hands off, now looks to the right side. Has a man in the flat as Waters. Nice play. Going to call
probably a face mask or a horse collar.
Yeah, boy, really the tackle didn't look like he hardly made contact, but the flag is down. Had the man corralled behind the line of scrimmage, squirted forward for a short 3 or 4 yard gain, but they're going to call a face mask. That's a big one. That's tough. That's a tough break there for Louisiana to make that mistake at that time.
Well, Rodney and Kelly, I don't know if you were watching the backside, but number 2 for Mark Twain was going on a post corner route. Nobody was covering him. He would have hit his head on the goal post walking that in.
Well, they mark it off, and it's a first. I don't know what they call because it wasn't an automatic first down. It's 1st and 2. Pass to the near side, Waters. He catches it. He's going to be swarmed. Ball's out. I think Mark Twain has it. I don't know.
Yeah. Mark Twain got it back.
Timeout.
Timeout on the field. 39 ticks left in the second quarter. 22-14. We'll step aside for a break as well. Back with the conclusion of the second quarter after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by La Roots Hair Salon and Tanning, Sun Window Company, and MASH.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service, but did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock agent, Perkins Electrical Services, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Walked in.
After the timeout, it'll now be 2nd and 6.
About 40 seconds left. Louisiana's just got to be careful that they keep everything in front of them here. Can't afford to score right in here before half.
Mark Twain breaks the huddle. 22 seconds on the play clock. Epperson stands with one running back behind him in the pistol. High snap. Epperson straight back to pack. Has time. Man over the middle. Intended for Waters. Incomplete. The ball falls down at the 25-yard line. Waters had some separation, but the pass was too wide. 3rd down and 6.
Interesting call there. Louisiana makes a stop and gets a timeout, puts them into 4th down. Louisiana would have a little bit of time if they could get a hold of the ball here.
2 receivers to the near side. Miller goes in motion. Handoff up the middle, hitting the backfield. Nothing there. It's 4th down.
That's been the best job that defense has done all night on that A and B gap little belly that they give to their back.
20 seconds to play, 4th down.
Don't let anything over your heads.
I don't think Mark Twain's going to run a play here.
They're going to let it run down close enough and then take a shot, I think is what they're going to do. That's would make sense to do.
They still got a timeout.
2 minutes, that's going to do it. And time runs out. We've played one half a play, 22-14.
Oh, hold on. Timeout Mark Twain before the time expired.
Was called on the field.
Well, they certainly let that run down pretty close.
Right. I thought Louisiana may call a timeout after that last play, but I don't guess they wanted to take the opportunity to try to make a stop and get the ball back.
So Mark Twain will have, it won't be an untimed down, but there will be 1 second on the clock. So time for one play, barring a penalty, a defensive penalty.
So here's generally the defense that you would play in this situation. You take two safeties, put their heels on the goal line, and then you play kind of quarters every 10 yards. You have defenders on both sides of the hash mark or at the hash mark. You rush 3, you drop back 8.
And Corey, what you're seeing in some programs now on that rush 3, they'll all shift to one side of the line even.
Mm-hmm. And when the ball gets up in the air, knock it down.
1 play left. Epperson stands back, drops back, throws it over the middle, has a man in the short flat. He's well guarded, and that's going to run it out at the 26-yard line, and that will do the damage. The quarter is over. The half is over. 22-14 Mark Twain. Back with the halftime show after this on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 Halftime Report is coming up, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Maddie, Corey Radford, Kelly Henderson all in with you this afternoon, and we have some football that we're taking in right now. Currently it is halftime at Louisiana, 22-14. Mark Twain currently leads the Louisiana Bulldogs. We have a couple of scores to pass along. Currently the Van Far Indians are leading North Callaway 20-6. Pleasant Hill has the lead over North Green 14-6. The Bowling Green Bobcats, they're up pretty big on South Callaway 46-7. Pittsfield trails Pleasant Plains 21-14. So those are the scores that we currently have from across the area, and so pretty good games as for all of our area teams, so looking for them to finish strong in the second half. And so, guys, let's talk about this ball game. And so, obviously, it was a really big start for the Louisiana Bulldogs, as they were able, within that first 19 seconds of the ball game, they were able to get on the board here, and they put up 8 points, and then it was a response by Mark Twain.
Yeah, you know, Louisiana opened up with a new defense this week. It's 5-man front, and they absolutely couldn't stop anything that Mark Twain was doing. It was a nice adjustment by the coaching staff after they saw they weren't going to be able to stop Mark Twain with that defense, and went back to their 4-man front where they've had quite a bit of success. And it was a different story once they went back to that 4-man front where it's at. But whenever they started stopping Mark Twain, then Louisiana started having numerous miscues, numerous drop snaps, penalties, and they just weren't able to move the ball after that. So, of course, I'm sure Mark Twain made some adjustments on their side, on the defensive side, and it's been quite successful.
So the other thing that we have in this ball game is the big thing is penalties, Kelly. Let's talk about the penalties and the impacts that they have. So
your miscues where you're at, especially in a ball game, to where all of a sudden you can't move the ball in big chunks. You're getting the 3 to 4 yards that you need, but then you get a penalty, a 5 or 10 yard penalty, and it takes you back. It takes you back out of it again, and it limits the play calls. There's a whole different set of plays that everything's open at second down, 3 yards to go. But at second and 16, you're very limited on what you can call as an offensive coordinator there.
Corey, can you talk to the defensive side just a little bit?
Well, early in the game, they weren't playing a safety in the middle of the field, and I was explaining to Madison, that would be like not having a second baseman, a shortstop, or a center fielder, and once the ball gets past the pitcher, it's gone, and that's what affected Louisiana early in the game. Mark Twain with 2 just simple slant passes, and there was nobody back there to stop it, and early in the game, they couldn't stop the run up the middle. Now Louisiana did adjust, and it was 22-14 early. It's still 22-14. I'd like to go back to the offense, though. Louisiana was benefited greatly on that opening kickoff, getting a deep kickoff return. And after that, and the onside kick where they had the short field, it just feels lethargic, for the lack of a better word. Like the offense just can't get going, and they just keep on calling the same style of plays that just aren't going anywhere tonight.
Well, they haven't. Louisiana's offense hasn't attacked the perimeter as much as I would like to see them. And on the other side of it, we've seen a lot more passing plays called tonight, and they've been well designed and had receivers open. But Ethan Harrison, the quarterback for Louisiana, has just been a little off with his throwing tonight. And hopefully he can get that sharpened up, because the passing game is there to be had if Ethan can make those connections.
Definitely. Ethan needs to put a little bit more air underneath some of his deeper passes. He's throwing deep passes like you would throw a slant where you want to get the ball into your receiver's hands pretty quick. Ethan's got it in him. We don't like to call out anybody individually. It's a team effort. There's a whole lot going on here, a lot of penalties. This is the most penalties I've seen all year from Louisiana by far. And hopefully they get into the locker room. Coach Smith calms them down, says, hey, we're still in this game. Now they got to come out and they got to kick it off to Mark Twain and get a stop, go down and get a score. Now we got a ball game.
Yeah, and exactly. And Ethan has done so much for this team, to get him to this point. And but not every time that you step on the field or on the diamond or on the golf course are you going to have your best day every day. Everybody's going to have a few down days in some areas, and Ethan's still running the ball great, still handling the ball on his play fakes well. But, man, we've got to get that center quarterback exchange cleaned up here for the second half, or I don't think Louisiana's going to be successful.
Well, and one thing I haven't seen them do this week that I seen them do a lot of last week is a lot of intermediate passes to Cooper Lumley. Cooper Lumley had 6 catches, well over 100 yards last week. Zerwa is what I call instant offense. He's first step full speed. For you that know who Tyreek Hill is, former Chiefs receiver, Dolphins receiver, when he's on his first step, it's full speed. That's what Zerwa brings, and you can get him in screens, slants, just get the ball into him one-on-one against a defender, let him make a move, and you're going to have big chunk plays.
It looks like that Mark Twain has sold out pretty good on defense to stop that short fullback belly to Brady Shepard. Now, on that, it seemed like that there would be a lot of counter, even some play action off of that play. If they're selling out that bad to stop that play, that would be successful, on down the line. Even the counter option, give the fake to the fullback and make the spin and run that counter option out on the edge. And I would like to see Louisiana probe their edges a lot more than what they did in this first half.
And how about a little jet sweep action maybe with your speedsters, your greens, your Zerwas. Get an extra blocker out there and see what you can do on the perimeter.
Yep, exactly. They need to test it.
All right, we have about 12 minutes left in this halftime show. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by PJ's Salon, Noah Builders, and Reed Insurance Agency.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
When you're looking for a taste of Italy in Pike County, visit Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, just a block from the riverfront on 3rd and Georgia. Create your own pasta dish. Experience the Gambino family recipe meatballs in a toasted garlic bun. Or enjoy some Italian wine with friends while indulging in cannoli dip with cinnamon sugar chips. Italian-American cuisine that's sure to tantalize your taste buds. Gambino's Eatery, 3rd and Georgia, downtown Louisiana.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
We are at Cunningham Field. Halftime show sponsored by Cellular and Satellite. Louisiana and Mark Twain. Mark Twain finds himself on top, 22-14. We mentioned the junior cheerleaders' performance. They're getting ready to do their thing on the field. That's a bunch of kids.
That's a lot. That's a lot to crowd, Rodney.
This game started off a frenetic pace in the first quarter. Opened up the game with a 70-yard kickoff return by Zerwa. That set up an 8-yard touchdown run from Harrison. With the 2-point conversion was good. That made it 8-0. Not 19 seconds later, a 31-yard or 69-yard Jack Dotson touchdown from Mark Twain with a 2-point conversion to Miller made it 8-8. Shortly after that, Harrison scores on a 4-yard run. The point after was no good. That made it 14-8 Louisiana, and we hadn't played a minute of this football game at that point. Really, that was about the only thing. That's where the Louisiana offense, they had one sustained drive that got down goal to go at the 3 or at the 1, had a holding penalty that pushed them back out. They couldn't punch it in there, and really the Louisiana offense kind of stalled at that point.
They did, Rodney, and Corey and I covered that in the first segment about, we just saw miscue after miscue come in after that hot start. We saw the mishandled snaps. We saw the numerous penalties. We saw the wide open receivers not being able to get connected with the quarterback. And there's just some things that Louisiana offense is definitely going to have to clean up if they want a shot at winning this ball game.
After that touchdown made it 14-8, Louisiana recovered an onside kick there and set themselves up with great field position inside Mark Twain territory. They turned it over on downs after gaining virtually no yardage. Then Mark Twain comes back with 5:33 left in the first quarter. They score Miller on a 43-yard pass with the 2-point conversion no good to take their first lead 16-18. And then the last pass or the last scoring play of the first half with 2:50 left in the first half of play in the second quarter, a 43-yard pass to Waters, 2-point conversion no good. So that sets our final score at 14 for Louisiana, 22 Mark Twain. They exchanged a couple of possessions there as time ran out in the first half of play.
And it's notable that, and we talked about this again in the first segment here at halftime, that Louisiana was in that new defense, that 5-man front, and they weren't stopping the pass nor the run. And the coaching staff for Louisiana went back to their more familiar 4-man front on defense, and was at that point able to keep Mark Twain out of the end zone.
Well, Louisiana, you mentioned it before before we were done in the second quarter of play. Mark Twain's going to get the ball, so Louisiana's defense is going to be on the field here as we start the third quarter of play, and they can set the tone by forcing a turnover on downs or a punt and get the ball back still with just a one-score game. 8 points, and this ball game is tied, so good opportunity for Louisiana on defense to coming out here in the third quarter.
They absolutely do have a good opportunity, but they have to they have to clean up what we saw in the second quarter from them. They have to be more disciplined and be able to execute their plays properly.
The execution and the penalties. You may have touched on the penalties, but that was a huge problem for Louisiana in the first half.
We did, and as we said, it takes so much out of the person's hands who's calling the plays for the offense, like I said, your whole book's open if you're, second down, 3 yards to go, but it really limits you if you're second down and 16.
Well, and that the goal to go situation that they had, they were crushed. They were 3rd and goal to go from the 1, and backed it up 3rd and 11, goal to go from the 11. They did get back down to just about the 5-yard line, couldn't punch it in on 4th down.
Right, and whenever you're around the goal line or even within 10 yards of it, you have to realize that your defenses are tougher because they don't have as much area to defend because of the short field. They can play closer. They can play tighter. They're not as worried about people, getting behind them and running forever. So it's a little tougher down there, and that's where you have to be really disciplined to make things work around that area.
Halftime score, Bowling Green 52, South Callaway 7. This is the Cellular and Satellite Halftime Show on Eagle 102. Back with more after this.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Bibb Veach and Collier Funeral Homes, Calumet of Missouri, and Kearns Construction.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat Debit Card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat Debit Card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
This is the Cellular and Satellite Halftime Show on Eagle 102. We are at Cunningham Field. I'm Rodney Dolbear alongside Kelly Henderson, Coy Radford, Maddie Ingram alongside. For assistance as well, 22-14 is our score. Louisiana and Mark Twain set to resume this tilt in about a little under 3 minutes, or a little under 4 minutes left on the scoreboard clock, and Mark Twain will have the ball coming out of the third quarter, and it'll be interesting to see how the defense comes out and performs.
That's right. Rodney, it looks like Bowling Green is leading South Callaway at half 52-7. In some other football, would like for you to give a little bit of your insight on Mizzou for this week.
Well, it's a game, last week was the trap game after a huge win over Kansas State, obviously, and then, they took care of business there. They won the football game against Memphis, and you open up SEC play, and Vanderbilt's certainly, I don't think there's much argument that they're towards the bottom of the conference, but it's on the road, it's in Nashville, it's a game that Missouri. There's not many people on Missouri's schedule left that they can't beat, but there's also nobody left on their schedule that can't beat them. So
that's right. Now Mizzou, it's been a little funny, at least from what I've been seeing, is their defense was, supposed to be everything in a bag of chips, and it started out that way, and their offense just sputtered early on. Seems like their offense is trying to pick up, and maybe some questions on whether the defense was as good as what was rated at the first of the year.
Well, you had a starting linebacker that's been out most of the year. He's coming back slowly, and Chad Bailey. You also had Enos Rakestraw, who's been out, one of their NFL caliber cornerbacks, that he's going to be back this week. But the defense, the thing I noticed is just incredibly poor tackling. Some tackling that is just unbelievably poor. I don't know if that's just being a step behind. A lot of times bad tackles are just because they don't quite get there. But, it should be interesting. It's a game that, that they win that, and then, you're 5-0, and you have
a huge test for Mizzou to see exactly where they're at that point.
SEC, I mean, Georgia, I think, certainly still the clear favorite, but really, I don't think they're as strong, they being the conference, is nearly as strong as what they have been in the past. Alabama's clearly not the Alabama of old, and even Georgia, although undefeated, hasn't looked invincible. South Carolina dominated them for a half before Georgia comes back and scores 21 unanswered in the second half. Well, speaking of halftime, we're going to wrap it up here on the Sailor and Satellite Halftime Show. Back with third quarter play-by-play after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by the Keeley Center, Service and Supply Co-op, and Ameriprise Certified Financial Planner Tamara Scherter.
Royal Banks is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A Royal Bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks bring experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
From the classic cheesesteak and rich crab cakes, a taste of Philly in Bowling Green is a fan favorite. A meal ready for you before or after the game, and game day jerseys are welcome. Open 7 days a week. A taste of Philly. Business Highway 54 West in Bowling Green.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market, Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Well, they've run the 20 minutes off the clock, put 3 more on. Both teams on the field, stretching out as the junior cheerleaders all make their way off of the field.
All 74 of them.
Something like that.
Yeah.
There was a bunch.
It was in the 70s. So, Corey, what's your thoughts on this half coming up?
Well, we're here the last Friday of September. It reminds me of the lyrics from Rod Stewart, Wake Up Maggie. I got something to say to you. It's late September, and we really should be back in school. It's going to get late early for Louisiana if they don't make some stops on defense, especially this first drive. This is crucial for them to make the stop. I'm hoping that they made the adjustments on offense to where they run more stuff on the edge and can use their speed, because the power game tonight it's just not there. That's the one thing that Mark Twain has keyed in on.
Yeah, I agree, and like we was talking about earlier, we definitely would like to see him probe those perimeters just a little bit more than what they have, and connect on a few more of those passes that are open, and it could be a whole different ball game, but it's not going to matter unless Louisiana's defense steps up and continues to play it the way that it did from about the second quarter on.
And I'd like to bring up one other thing, kind of transition away from the football game because we still got a little bit of time because they extended halftime. Rodney's been kind of on a heater lately with, getting to go be at the Mizzou game with the Kansas State, the last-second field goal, SEC record-breaking field goal whenever Mizzou beat then-ranked Kansas State. And then last weekend, Kelly, you were the captain of the Pike County, Missouri Ryder Cup team. Rodney, you were a member of the Pike County Ryder Cup team, and just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've told several people since I started, I played on the first Ryder Cup team, had the privilege of being an assistant captain to Kelly last year, and then played again this year. I was the oldest member of the team. Pike County Country Club takes home the Ryder Cup versus Old Orchard Country Club this year. It's Cup's going to be in our clubhouse for another year at least, and it's really from a golf tournament standpoint, and I play in a lot of golf tournaments. I enjoy a lot of golf tournaments. It's the most fun in a golf tournament that I've ever had. It's also the most pressure, but it's a lot of fun.
I told Rodney where we were done, I was tarder just being the captain than I was if I'd have played both days that weekend. And I'll say this much too, you don't get a lot of training for being a captain of such thing, and last year was my first year, and this second year I felt like I learned a lot more, although I have a lot more to learn.
Well, it's a great event that the Twin Pikes have started 4 years ago. This was the fourth time it's been played, and I hope it continues on for quite some time. It's a great competition. Well, we're ready to get back to football here. As we mentioned, Louisiana will tee it up at the 40-yard line. Mark Twain will receive it. They'll move left to right. We'll see what kind of kick. Mark Twain cheats up this time. Again, it's more of an onside kick. Ball's on the ground. It's loose. It looks like Mark Twain recovers it. Louisiana had a chance at that.
Yeah,
Couldn't quite get it done.
They executed it well. Looked like they had a couple opportunities to be able to fall on it. Just didn't happen to bounce their way that time. So now here we go. We get to see what this Louisiana defense is going to do.
Yeah, I counted at least 3 opportunities there Louisiana could have got on that ball.
It doesn't appear that the upbacks for Mark Twain have been they're approaching that fielding of that onside kick in the worst possible manner, and it's given Louisiana opportunities. But nonetheless, Mark Twain will put it in play. 2 receivers top of the field, single back behind Epperson in the backfield. Man comes in motion behind the formation. Handoff right up the middle. This time met in the backfield. Going to be a loss of 2 or 3 yards. We didn't see that much in the first half.
There's that negative play on that back belly. Going to the A or the B gap for negative yards that we were looking for now. Maybe that'll get Mark Twain back out of that and have them spread the ball around the field just a little bit more.
Louisiana defensive front, nice penetration. They were in the backfield waiting on that, and it had no chance. Loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Single receiver is Evan Waddell, top of the field. Single receiver to the near side is Miller. Single back in the backfield offset is Landon Armo. Snap over the top of the quarterback, fielded in the backfield about the 30-yard line. This is a huge loss.
So now Mark Twain has a miscue with the snap, and it paid off greatly for Louisiana's defense. Now they have to, get in that defense, keep everything in front of you. Don't give up the big gain here.
Third and 25. You got to get off the field now.
Got to get off the field and make them punt, and then let's see what we have cooked up over half of it to them.
4 receivers, 2 wide, 2 near. 1 comes in motion. Actually, 2 came in motion. That's a penalty, folks. It'll be 3rd and 30 after that.
Couldn't tell if they were going to try to run some power around the left side there, or if it was going to be a fake and a pass. Play never got that far.
Well, Waters came in motion from slot to the right, which is a fairly common formation for them. But one of the receivers on the far side of the field also came in motion at the same time, and you can't do that. So now we're 3rd and 30. Ball all the way back at the Mark Twain 25-yard line. Tigers break the huddle. Epperson with a single back to his left. Waters comes in motion again. Handoff to the belly. Pass down the field. It is going to fall incomplete. Pretty good coverage that time by Louisiana.
Was good coverage. We got a little pressure here off of our defensive left. They was trying to move that pocket a little bit to Mark Twain's left, and the quarterback didn't have all day to throw that ball. So nice job, Louisiana defense at this point.
Well, and what happened there, too, is the motion man looked like he tried to take the ball from the quarterback, and it messed up the timing of the play. Now, there's not very many 3rd and 30 plays in the playbook. Maybe Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, but I doubt Mark Twain had one.
Yeah, you forgot Travis Kelce.
We've got another flag, 4th and 30. That's going to be a false start. Make it 4th and 35. Ball back at the 20 now.
I can't confirm or deny that Taylor Swift might be up in the booth here at Louisiana to watch the football game.
Yeah, I can deny it. I can deny it real quick.
You going to shake it off, Kelly?
Yeah, something like that.
Punt formation. Blackwell stands at the 50. End over end kick, angling to the right side. It's going to go out of bounds somewhere between the 40 and the 50. We'll see where they mark it.
Looks like about the 41, I think, is where the marker went down.
Well, they should have a 41-yard line. So Louisiana accomplishes their mission. They force a punt on the first offensive possession. Now they have the ball down by 8. 10 minutes, 21 seconds left in the third.
That's how Louisiana wanted to draw that that defensive series up at halftime, and they've got that done. Now let's see if they can get the second half correct.
Well, the officials are conferring. I did not see a flag on the play. Got a holding
on
I
Louisiana
suppose, during the return. So that should back up Louisiana 10 yards from the end of the play. All right, so that should take Louisiana back to their own 31.
Boys have walked halfway to Ashburn from the original spot.
Yeah.
Louisiana will take over on their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 Bulldogs. Louisiana looks to get a little positive offensive momentum going. They haven't had much. They had one decent drive that stalled on a goal to go. Other than that, since they went ahead 14-8, haven't really done much.
Haven't done much. We're at a great vantage point here to watch the offensive line play here, see how they come out.
Blackwell single receiver to the far side. Harrison.
Yeah. How they come out, we get a false start off our left tackle.
Well, Harrison had put DeMarco Green in motion. During all of that, the offsides illegal procedure against Louisiana makes it 1st and 15, so a very choppy start to this game.
Alec Polston just couldn't hold his water there enough.
Penalty number 2 of the half and 7 of the game, guys.
Yeah, for Louisiana.
Snap back, handoff right up the middle, goes nowhere to Shepard. And I tell you what, Green was in motion, and there was nobody on the far side of the field, the wide side of the field.
No, they've got to find some way to get back into that offensive set and with that motion and get him the ball somewhere, because they are not honoring that at all.
Had you just bellied that to the fullback, faked it to the fullback, and just pitched it to Green, he had clear sailing. Harrison looks to throw, rolls out, has Green. He catches the ball, nice pitch and catch, gains about 7 or 8, so it'll be 3rd and just under 10.
DeMarco Green.
Yep.
Will bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 10. Ball rests outside their own 30 at the 31. Blackwell and Lumley split to the near side. Zierwa wide to the right side, stands just in front of the Mark Twain bench. Slot to the right is Lumley. Harrison awaits the snap, takes the snap, looks straight back to pass, rolls to his right. He's going to be hit and drugged down after about a 1-yard gain. That took a little too long to develop.
Was the left side of the offensive line collapsed pretty early. Harrison was wanting to come over on his left over here with the pass, and there was too many linemen in his face for him to be able to see the receiver. He looked elsewhere, tried to pull it down, make something out of nothing, just couldn't make it happen.
Now, they've had some good looks and some open receivers, but it just seems like Louisiana's gotten a little bit away from their identity as a run-first football team here this evening. Harrison moves into it to snap it, to punt it. It's a bad punt. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 43-yard line of Louisiana. So a 10-yard punt. Mark Twain has it back 1st and 10 on the Louisiana side of midfield, and the defense trots back out on the field after making a stop.
Yep. Afterthoughts, but you saw Mark Twain had a good punt, was able to stop Louisiana. Louisiana didn't have a good punt, and now Mark Twain is on Louisiana's 42, where they had to punt from their own roughly 25 just a little bit ago.
Back comes in motion behind the formation, handoff up the middle. Straight up the middle for a nice gain for Mark Twain on 1st down. Still fighting for yardage is Eli Tobin. He'll be wrestled down in the defensive backfield after a gain of 13. Call it 14, 1st and 10 at the 29.
Corey, it looked like that Mark Twain widened that out just a little bit instead of the A or the B gap. It was trying to get around the C gap that round, widen it out just a little bit.
Just gashing right up the middle. You go back to Louisiana possession that after the penalty, going on 1st and 15, you haven't done anything up the middle all game. Why would you go for it? Why would you go for an up the middle play on 1st and 15? I don't get it.
1st and 10, Mark Twain. Louisiana brings defensive pressure, handoff to the back in the backfield. He's going to gain about 5 or 6.
Handoff to number 5, Jack Dotson.
Jack Dotson, who had the big run, the 69-yarder. Haven't heard his number called much after that. Picks up about 5. 2nd and 5, Mark Twain. Running off tackle left. Louisiana had a blitz on that time, but I think they shot the wrong gap. Epperson stands deep. Motion man comes behind the formation. Handoff up the middle again to Dotson. He'll fall forward for about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Handoff to 5, Jack Dotson.
Dotson and Tobin have been operating out of the backfield in the tailback position for Mark Twain, and this looks to be Dotson's drive.
So, I don't see anything coming here but something between the tackles. Louisiana's went back on this series not being able to stop it. It looks like, though, they got maybe 2 to 3 yards, 3rd and 2 or 3. So,
ball outside the Louisiana 20. High snap, handoff up the middle to the right side. Hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Dotson again didn't gain much.
He took on his man. He took on his blocker on the outside shoulder, was able to get off the block, and made the tackle. That is exactly a textbook as far as setting perimeter, and did a wonderful job that time.
Dotson actually lost a yard, so it's 4th and 3 now. Louisiana with an opportunity to get off the field. 5:51 left in the 3rd quarter. Mark Twain with the ball, 4th and 3. Under center this time. We got a whistle. Timeout on the field taken by Mark Twain, their first of the second half. We'll step aside for a break as well. More after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports, brought to you by Brian and Heather White with White Insurance Agency, DG Firearms, and Hayden's Motorsports Center.
Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy, where the #1 priority is the customer and adding new services to help simplify your life and building a strong, high-performance financial services organization. Community State Bank in Bowling Green and Troy, your community bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
Ask me, Ashley Jenkins, about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Area high school sports on Eagle 102. Brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, Pike County Memorial Hospital, and Community State Bank of Missouri.
Huge play in this football game. Mark Twain comes out of the timeout with the ball, 4th and a long 3 at the Louisiana 22-yard line. Ball needs to get inside the 20 to the 19 for the first down. 22-14, Mark Twain still leads by 8. And they break the huddle at the 30-yard line, come to the line of scrimmage.
Slant or dive.
Epperson's going to operate under center this time. 2 backs in the backfield, offset eye to the right. Louisiana jumps off sides.
D-line jumps.
You just can't do that.
Nope, you just can't give it to him.
Penalty number 8.
You can't give it to him. The closest man to the football on the defensive side jumps. You've got to close your ears once he starts into the cadence and watch that football. You can even watch the center's hand sometimes will get tense right before he snaps it. Any of that works, but, man, you cannot listen to the quarterback cadence.
After the offsides penalty, 1st and 10 from the 17. Epperson drops back in the shotgun, has one back in the pistol formation. Hands off to him, breaks through the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was contained. He's going to get inside the 10 time. Had a nice jump step thought he might get wrapped up in the backfield, but was able to turn it into about a 9-yard gain.
Yeah, Polson did another fair job of trying to squeeze it down. He just needed a quarter more step, and I think he could have made the tackle where it was at. But obviously he did not, and Mark Twain gets a big gain out of it.
2nd and 2. Back comes in motion behind the formation. Handoff to Tobin up the middle. Going to fall forward for close to first down yardage.
Corey, when's the last time Mark Twain tried to run anything outside the tackles?
Not in this game. Why would you?
Well, I mean, in this half, right.
Why would you? You know, I'd like to address the penalty situation. It's like watching a Raiders game right now with the amount of penalties. I mean, this is far and away the most penalties for Louisiana all season and may equal what they've had in the previous four or five games.
It's 3rd and half a yard, under center, Epperson. Hands off to the big man in the backfield. This is the guy that's going to walk into the end zone. He scored the 2-point conversion earlier. He walks it in from about 7 yards out. Touchdown, Mark Twain.
Yeah, we had some defensive linemen that had some good penetration. Epperson was able to see it, done a little cut to his left, and right down the pike it goes.
Hunter Miller takes it in from 7. And they'll come out and line up for the 2-point conversion as well. 4:15 left to play here in the third quarter. 28-14, Mark Twain on top by 14. Epperson stands, looks to roll out to the left, tries to get to the corner. He's going to be wrestled down short of the goal line. Nice job stretching that out for Louisiana. So they're down 14, 4:15 left in the third. Back with more after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Lynn's Heritage House, Bill Allen Auction Services, and Knight Equipment Company.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service, but did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Follow area high school sports on KJFM Radio. Brought to you by Brown's Processing and Smokehouse Meats, Young Enterprises, and Family Drug.
4 minutes, 15 seconds left. Louisiana finds themselves in a 2-score deficit, down by 14. 28-14. They'll get the ball back after the 43-yard drive. That drive started at the Louisiana 43-yard line. Critical penalty on 4th and 3. Louisiana at least was faced with the opportunity to get off the field and were unable to do so with the offside penalty, with the defensive line jumping on the hard count by Nolan Epperson. This one's kicked away down. I think Mark Twain saw something there that they pooch kicked where there was nobody for Louisiana covering, and were making every effort to get down there before that ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, Louisiana got bailed out there by the what is that, a illegal procedure call?
Yeah. If that ball stays in, I'm not so sure Mark Twain doesn't get there before Louisiana does.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody within 20 yards.
So Louisiana now puts it in play at their own 35. 65 yards to pay dirt, and they need at least 2 scores to tie this ball game.
This is where you start dialing up Green, Zergwa, and Lumley in the passing game a little bit. Get it in your playmakers' hands.
Get it in their hands, in some way, shape, or form. Harrison fumbles the football. Mark Twain recovers it at the 32-yard line. Louisiana came out with 2 backs in the backfield, split left and right, and you mentioned the exchange earlier, Kelly. Just tried to belly the fullback and ride him a little bit. When he went to pull it, the ball came out, and Mark Twain has the ball and an opportunity to really put some distance between them and the Bulldogs.
Yeah, just a bad night of center, quarterback exchange, quarterback, running back. Just a very sloppy game with the penalties, with the fumbles. Not necessarily that there's been a lot of turnovers, but they've been there. And it's hard to explain the difference, what's going on here.
Well, Mark Twain has it. Epperson takes the snap, hands off to Tobin, coming to the near side, across the 30 to the 27-yard line, gain of about 4.
Yeah, just the running back just took it, bounced outside, got on the outside shoulder of the edge rusher, and thank goodness the tackle was made because there wasn't anybody behind the Louisiana defender to stop it if it would have got past him.
Epperson brings in the play from the sideline. Mark Twain huddles on the 35-yard line on the near hash. Ball rests on the Louisiana 27. 2nd and 6. Single receiver to the top of the field is Armour. One back is Tobin. Waters comes in motion behind the formation. Handoff Tobin across the 25 to the 24-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, just another quick hitter up the middle, gaining 3-4 yards per carry. I mean, it's just been there all night.
Yeah, looks like just kind of Mark Twain's running a bit of a veer. They're starting them off there around the A gap or so, and if they see something open up there around the C gap on the outside there, they're just veering right to it, and they're having success with it.
And they're back to no real deep safety.
Louisiana needs a negative yardage play right here. 3rd and 2. 2 backs in the backfield. Under center, Epperson. Hand off to the big man this time, Miller. They're going to knock him down for not much gain. Might have gained a half a yard.
Yeah. Had a stun on that time. Brady Shepard shot I couldn't tell if it was the A or the B gap, but he timed it very well, and he was there about the time of the handoff. So nice defensive call there.
Good mark as well. Going to lose about a half a yard. It's 4th and 2. Once again, Louisiana with at least the opportunity to get off the field here. 2 minutes, 10 seconds, clock running as Mark Twain breaks the huddle at the 30-yard line.
Discipline here, boys. Do not jump.
Yep.
Tobin in the backfield. Man comes into the backfield to join him. Looking to throw the football. Has a man wide open down the left side to the 10, to the 5. Looks for the pylon. They're going to whistle him out of bounds inside the 10.
The defender, Harrison, got caught in no man's land there. He saw the back cross his face, but also saw there was no one else on the edge to stop the run of the quarterback. The quarterback, all he had to do is just lob it over Harrison to hit his back for the long gain.
Yeah, Louisiana fell victim to numbers there at that point. You had 2 guys to cover and 1 man to do it. Mark Twain has it 1st and goal at the 7. Under 2 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Epperson has Tobin behind him in the backfield. He'll bring him back in motion. Waters behind the formation. Handoff Tobin. Hit in the backfield. Might fall forward for a short gain, if anything. Nice play defensively for Louisiana there.
Yeah, it looks like it had another stun on. Looks like that Louisiana guessed right on that defensive play call and shut it down.
Going to lose about a yard, so 2nd and 8. Clock didn't start on that last play, by the way. Still shows 1:48. Now they roll the clock.
Louisiana's got to get 2 more of these right.
2nd and goal to go from the Louisiana 8-yard line. Mark Twain with the ball in the 14-point lead, looking to stretch out.
Nice.
Another nice play by Louisiana defense.
Hand off to Tobin. He's hitting the backfield, going to lose another yard.
Kelly, did you see the slot defender over here? Not really on anybody, lined up very wide. They haven't, Mark Twain has not been exposing Louisiana on the edges. I don't get why you'd have a defender with nobody on him that wide.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to spread Louisiana out. I know Louisiana likes to play inside technique with their D-backs. The D-backs need to do a better job of the read. Once they see the run, they need to leave their man and come give some run support.
See, he's back over here again. Is that number 12?
3rd and goal from the 9. Optioning to the nearest.
I think they're lining that man up to the strong side, Corey. Louisiana defense is lining him up to the strong side, giving him the extra. So
yeah, just because of the way that Mark Twain's been attacking Louisiana, it just surprises me that they'd put a defender out that wide.
Mm-hmm. 4th down and goal to go from the 10. First 3 downs of this drive went backwards just as Louisiana needed them to do.
I don't think they'll run another play, Rodney.
We come under 10 seconds, and it looks like Mark Twain will be content to let the quarter expire. We'll be back with 4th quarter play-by-play after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Custom Work Salon and Tanning, the Mercantile Bank, and Pepsi.
On every journey, you should enjoy peace of mind. I'm Corey Buchanan at Pike County Mutual Insurance Company. We take pride in keeping you protected. That's why we offer discounts for good students, safe driving, and more. Trust us to look out for the road ahead. For a free insurance quote on your home, auto, farm, or ATV needs, give myself or
Shelley Clucky
a call today. Pike County Mutual Insurance Company on the square in Bowling Green.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
High school sports on your area sports leader, Eagle 102. Brought to you by Bowling Green Tractor, Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, and Ingram Plumbing.
Well, Louisiana finds themselves trailing by 2 scores. First things first, Mark Twain has it 4th and goal to go from the 10-yard line. A nice defensive push. It was 1st and goal from the 6 or 7, and Mark Twain has gone backwards in 3 successive plays. Any hopes of a comeback starts with getting off the field here and turning the ball back over to your offense.
Quickly. Louisiana made some nice adjustments. Looks like they're maybe gambling just a little more on defense, and it has paid off so far. Let's see if they have one more right bet here to make this stop, and then hopefully be able to get this offense going down the field. But they don't have all day to do it anymore.
Getting late early.
At the start of the quarter, it's 4th and goal.
End of the 3rd quarter down in Mocaine, Bowling Green 59, South Callaway 7.
4th and 10, 4th and goal to go from the 10. Epperson breaks the huddle, stands in the shotgun formation, has a single back. Dotson offset to his right. 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, drops straight back to pass. Looks to set up a screen, has a man wide open in the flat at the 10. At the 5, still fighting for yardage. They're going to say just short, marked down short of the end zone, and that was Miller. He's their big running back, and he was a load, hit at the 5-yard line and just about got that ball in. I think they marked it at the 1-yard line.
He is a load, Rodney, and it's tough for a single defender to be able to bring him down in the open field as big and powerful as he is. So good job, Louisiana defense there.
The Mark Twain receiver closest to our side, over here on the home side, he left about a hair early on that. I'm surprised they didn't call him on it.
Yeah, it gets tough. Now Louisiana absolutely cannot stand any miscues here as tight as they are to the goal line, being on their own 1.5.
Handoff right up the middle. Gets a little breathing room out close to the 4-yard line. I think Shepard takes it right off right tackle and picks up some needed yardage. I think they marked him down somewhere around the 3.
Yeah, I mean, I understand trying to get a little bit of breathing room, but 2 yards at a time isn't going to get Louisiana where they want to get at this point.
I would love to see the counter option off of that belly to the back right here.
Having a little score keeping issue. The clock was not running. It is now. Now they've blown it dead. See what's going on here. Looks to be some wholesale confusion.
Louisiana will be visiting Montgomery County next Friday, October 6th. Rodney, Kelly, and I will be on the play-by-play.
Well, looks like they're trying to get the clock right. 11:39 is what is showing now.
$11:21, they say.
11:21.
11:21
is what the officials are wanting on the clock. 11:21 is what is on the clock. And they wind the clock. So Louisiana is 2nd and 8. Harrison stands in his own end zone. Has Shepard offset to the left. Harrison keeps it, looking to get outside. Turns the corner across the 5 near the 10. Going to be close to first down yardage.
Going to be close.
And that's, one of the first plays to the edge that we've seen in
successful, in
quite some time.
Right. They just sent the running back out in front, design run by Ethan. Looked like the blocking was well, and it is a first down for the Bulldogs, but they're going to have to get a big chunk play here pretty quick.
Well, that moves the chains, so now they've got it at their own 12-yard line, should be. 2 receivers in the pistol. Handoff up the middle, nothing there for Shepard. Nothing there, and I think you pull that and come to the option of the near side. You had numbers.
Yeah, you had numbers.
You had numbers.
And Mark Twain's not really honoring that. Once they see that belly to that back going between tackles, they are just all converging, and it seems like that option on the outside is there off of that play.
Harrison stands in the backfield. He has Blackwell back there with him, along with Shepard. Lumley sets up slot to the left. Single receiver to the near side. Handoff fake. Harrison looks to throw. And dumps it out of bounds, throws it away, was under some pressure.
Yeah, he never – Harrison was rolling to his left, never got his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. And it's hard enough doing that when you're right-handed, when you get your shoulder square. And whenever you don't, it's just almost impossible to have an accurate pass.
Well, that brings up 3rd and 9. Clock stops. Louisiana needs to find a way to move the chains.
I'd like to see him bring Zero in motion or Green in motion. Get him in speed, fake handoff, get it out to him, and get it out to either Zero and Green while they're running in full speed.
Single back, dropping back to pass. Harrison throws it away right into the arms of Mark Twain's defender, and he's going to return it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. There was just some miscommunication there.
Yeah. Yeah, the defender never had to move. He just had to wait for the ball to get there. So
Landon Armour received that gift from Louisiana, and Mark Twain now has it 1st and goal to go again from the 7.
The quarterback thought the receiver was supposed to be somewhere else.
Yeah, you had 2 Louisiana receivers out here, and it's like Harrison split the 2 right into the waiting arms of the defender.
Yeah.
Well, we saw this movie a few minutes ago. 1st and goal from the 7. Louisiana was up to the task and made a stop. They need to do it again. Epperson. Handoff this time Dotson. Crosses the 5, falls forward to the 4-yard line. Gain of 3. Ball just inside the 5.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal. A long 4. Nine and a half minutes left in this one. 2 scores is daunting enough. You get down 3 scores, and it's going to make it very difficult to make a comeback in this football game. Miller splits to the top of the field. Single receiver to the near side is Waddell. Epperson stands 5 yards deep, has Dotson behind him. Handoff, Dotson right up the middle, fighting for yardage. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Mark Twain.
Touchdown, Mark Twain.
Yeah.
So with 9 minutes even left on the clock, Dotson takes it in from 4 yards out.
A lot to ask of your defense there to turn the ball over and give it to him 1st and goal to go on 7. on the 7-yard line. That's a lot to ask for a stop right there.
Well, they just did it once, and it's just a big ask. Mark Twain lines up to go for 2. Looked like somebody was in motion early. Epperson has it, pulls it down. Going to be hit. Still fighting for yardage, but the extra point try is no good. 9 minutes left in this one. 34-14. Mark Twain on top.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by PJ's Salon, Noah Builders, and Reed Insurance Agency.
Don't have time to stop by the bank? That's not a problem if you're a customer of People's Bank and Trust. With our mobile and online banking service, you can now bank from anywhere. Deposit checks, pay bills, transfer funds between accounts, check the latest activity on your account, and view images of your checks, all from the convenience of your desktop and smartphone. So start banking on your schedule and download the People's Bank and Trust app today. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with Pike County Health Department Home Health and Hospice. Our agency is currently looking to hire multiple positions: RNs, LPNs, CNAs, physical therapist assistants, and breastfeeding peer counselor, all from full-time to part-time to contracted. Please visit our website at www.pikecountyhealth.org for more information and to apply online.
The most complete coverage of high school sports is on Eagle 102, and it's brought to you by Mid-America Auto and Towing, the Mercantile Bank, and Pike County Mutual Insurance.
Louisiana finds themselves down 3 scores, 34-14, down 20. They'll get the ball back with an even 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they need to make some things happen and happen fairly quickly. Now they've got some skilled players that they've got to find a way to get the ball in their hands in space. Mark Twain kicks it off, kind of an onside kick. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be recovered by Mark Twain. You can't advance it, but they have the ball.
I see some yellow laundry on the field,
which I don't know what that would be. Mark Twain recovered it at the Louisiana 32-yard line.
Picked it up.
Waving it off.
Yep, picked it up. So Mark Twain has it first and 10 from the Louisiana 31.
Yeah, and Kelly's coached, I've coached, Rodney, you've played, we've all played. There's just a lack of overall energy. I've been watching the sideline. You don't have a lot of cheering. There's a lot of walking up to the line. There's a lot of walking by the receivers out to their spots. There's just not a lot of urgency. I don't want to call out effort, but there's not a lot of urgency and just not a lot of focus tonight.
The body language got bad just there about the end of the third quarter.
Mark Twain with the ball in a 20-point lead. Just under 9 minutes to play here at Cunningham Field. Waters comes in motion. Handoff on the jet sweep. Good pursuit by Louisiana. They were ready for that, and it's going to be a short gain. Louisiana had the edge protected there and might have picked up half a yard.
I will say this for the Louisiana defense. Although Mark Twain is not strong running the perimeter, they have done probably the best job all year of setting the edge and protecting the perimeter on defense this year.
2nd and 9.
And for those of you watching on our YouTube stream, on the KJFM Eagle 102 YouTube stream, that last play that Mark Twain just ran with the little jet sweep action, that's what we've been saying that Louisiana.
About 8. Certainly the clock is on the Tigers' side here. 2nd and 9. Miller comes in motion behind the formation. Handoff to Tobin. He was hitting the backfield, but squirts free for a gain of about 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah,
thought that was going to be a negative yardage play.
Yeah, we got some defensive line penetration. We'll start with that, and had first contact back there, just couldn't wrap him up for the loss, but that is positive sign.
3rd and 7. Obviously, Mark Twain content to bleed as much clock as they can. Play clock comes to 20. Mark Twain still in the huddle at the Louisiana 38-yard line. They'll break the huddle with 12. Epperson walks to the near side, to the 38-yard line to receive the snap. Miller in motion to the right, looks to string it out to the right. trying to find the corner, not going to get there, going to lose maybe about a yard. Nice job to the far side of the field. Louisiana stretched that one out.
Another good job of Louisiana defending the perimeter. Actually, I'm shocked to see Mark Twain even try to run it. They've had so much success between the tackles. I'm just not real sure why they didn't stay with that.
Well, they've had 2 stretch plays now, and neither one gained much in the way of positive yardage. That one lost a couple. It's 4th and 8.
Would be my guess that we probably have seen the last perimeter play out of Mark Twain tonight.
I would think so. Clock continues to run. 20:15 on the play clock. 6 minutes, 27 seconds on the game clock. Epperson stands behind center, 7 yards, waits for the snap. Takes the snap with 3, drops straight back to pass, airs it out over the middle, and that ball was nearly picked off. Had it in his hands.
Pass is incomplete.
That was a good play there, knocked it down incomplete. Louisiana takes over on downs. They'll have it at their own, I'll call it 27-yard line, 28-yard line.
Yeah, that was Jamal Blackwell that almost had it picked. You know, we didn't see anything out of him until the last game, so not sure if he's just been buried on the depth chart or what's happened, but he's kind of a newcomer and acts like he's getting his feet underneath of him.
Louisiana hands it off to Shepard up the middle, gains a yard.
What's the definition of insanity, boys?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're trying to do, but if you're trying to set something up, guys, you've got it set up.
2nd and 8. Shepard fought forward for a couple. They need a lot more than a couple pretty quick. Harrison has Shepard in the backfield with him. Green to the near side, Zerwa all the way to the right. Harrison looks to throw, tucks it, pump fake. He's going to gain maybe a yard.
I think it was a design run all the way. Watch the receiver over here on the right side of the Louisiana offense. Took 3 steps and started stalk blocking on the corner. So I'm not sure if he's holding his hands over his head like, no, I was supposed to run a route. So
3rd and 7. 5:06 to play in this one. Zerwa splits to the top of the field. 3 receivers to the left side. Rolling out is Harrison. Cuts it up. Trying to get his shoulder square. He's going to be hit in the backfield and sacked. Big loss there.
Yeah, that play didn't look like that. They was running it per design the whole time. There was just breakdowns everywhere in protection. Just nothing there.
4th and 14, Louisiana.
I can tell you that the passing game looks nothing like last week. I know you, Rodney and Kelly, you weren't there last week, but
4th and 14, pass intended for Zerwa, off of his hands, and a turnover on down gives it back to Mark Twain.
Yeah, couldn't hold on. Little bubble screen play going on. Had blockers in front of him. I think it would have went for a pretty large chunk if could have held on to the ball. Ball was thrown a little behind, but a catchable ball.
Looks like we have a final in Mocaine. Bowling Green wins 59-7 over South Callaway. But no, being at the game last week, Jim Ross and myself did the game, and there's a lot of intermediate passes to Zerwa, especially to Lumley, and I had not seen that called tonight.
Mark Twain has it. 1st and 10 at the Louisiana 32-yard line. Snap back, handoff to Tobin. Cuts to the right side, still on his feet, fighting for yardage. He's inside the 15, down around the 10. Be marked short of the 10, moves the chains. They did not choose to go back to the perimeter play there, Kelly.
No. I mean, there's just absolutely no reason for it. They're able to run this little veer between tackles, and we're not getting uniform penetration enough across there to be able to stop it. Linebackers are a little bit late reacting, and it's just been there.
1st and 10 from the 13. Clock continues to run. 3 minutes, 37 seconds on the game clock. Mark Twain well inside the red zone with the first fresh set of downs. Epperson, a little confusion there. The running back wasn't where he thought he should be.
Yeah.
And Epperson just sprints to the far side of the field and gets out of bounds at the 13.
A smart play, knows he has a lead, knows he's just milking the clock, takes a safe route out, gets him a yard by running out of bounds there after the miscommunication. A heads-up play by Mark Twain.
2nd and 10.
Louisiana starting to change out some players here.
2nd and 10. Ball at the Louisiana 13-yard line. Epperson behind center. Takes the snap. Hands off to Tobin. Right up the middle. Going to be stopped after a 2 or 3 yard gain. Well, they've had success with that all night. Certainly after Louisiana went to the 4-man front, not as much success as they had those in the first quarter. But
I just think Louisiana's better built. I think they have probably more athletes to play linebacker than they do defensive line, and it just suits them better to be able to run this 4-man front. It's a shame that they didn't get that changed a little earlier in the game. Might have been able to knock down, 2 out of 3 scores, maybe 3 out of 3 scores.
Well,
the first ones that they had, but it's just that way.
And the offense hasn't scored a point since 2 minutes into this ball game.
Right.
3rd down and 7. Ball resting at the Louisiana 10-yard line. 30 seconds on the play clock. Epperson takes it, hands it to Tobin. Across the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown, Mark Twain. 40-14.
Yep. Another belly between the tackles, and he just found the crease and was able to get through. Looks like that, the running back is running twice as hard as what the Louisiana defenders were able to give effort to stop him on. So they just haven't been able to do much with that tonight as far as getting it stopped.
Epperson stands awaiting the 2-point conversion. Going to be stopped just short. We've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one. 40-14 Mark Twain. Back with more after this on Eagle 102.
Game of the Week coverage with Eagle 102 Sports brought to you by Gypsy Soul Salon and Boutique, Lacrosse Lumber, and Meyer Implement Company.
Your car, your stuff, your savings. Combine your auto and renter's insurance with a call to State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana, and let Cindy show you how to put life back in your life insurance. Auto, home, and life. Make your wallet happy. Here to help life go right, State Farm Insurance agent Cindy Blaylock in Louisiana.
When you're looking for a taste of Italy in Pike County, visit Gambino's Eatery in Louisiana, just a block from the riverfront on 3rd and Georgia. Create your own pasta dish. Experience the Gambino family recipe meatballs in a toasted garlic bun. Or enjoy some Italian wine with friends while indulging in cannoli dip with cinnamon sugar chips. Italian-American cuisine that's sure to tantalize your taste buds. Gambino's Eatery, 3rd and Georgia, downtown Louisiana.
The best coverage of high school sports on KJFM brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, County Market, Louisiana, and Bowling Green Pharmacy.
We had a Mark Twain player injured on the 2-point conversion. Stayed down in the end zone for a while. He's up under his own power and making his way to the sideline.
Have we made reference to this used to be an old Clarence Cannon Conference rivalry?
That's right, Corey.
We have not, but it was for sure.
And it was, so whenever I was in high school, Mark Twain was in district, so they were always the last game of the year. And, man, they would have the corn harvested right next to that field, and you talk about some cold winds that would whip across, up there in Rawls County.
Yeah, that and
Highland
could get pretty cold up there too if you played them at the end of the year. Not much for wind block there.
No, there isn't.
Just seems like the wind blows often and hard.
Yep.
Everybody's counting their players. It looked like Louisiana had a lot, but they've got 10 guys within between the 40 and the 50.
Yeah, I can't imagine Mark Twain not kicking this way, or at least Pooch kicking it. I don't think that they'll have the onside here.
2:29. Mark Twain firmly in control. Nipson just kind of kicked on the ground, and Louisiana does a nice job this time of recovering it. Harrison, good sure hands, picks it out of the air at the 40-yard line, and that's where he'll put it in play. Try and get something positive going on the offensive side here in the last 2.5 minutes to take forward to next week. Harrison comes out. He'll have Shepard in the backfield with him. 2 receivers top of the field, 2 to the near side as well. Harrison looks to throw. Has a man on the right flat. Caught at the 45-yard line, fighting forward. Just short of the first down. Good gain on first down for the Bulldogs.
You know, Mark Twain's backed off and pretty close to prevent defense. Looks like they're just going to try to take what they give them underneath and try to move it down.
It's like some younger players in for Mark Twain as well.
Lumley comes slot to the near side. Harrison straight back to pass, looks to air it out long. Nobody home except Mark Twain. Oh, what a nice. There was actually a man, he had Henry, or Green rather.
Green, yeah.
Had Green streaking down the right side, and going to have pass interference on Mark Twain.
Little hand fighting going on during that route, and the Mark Twain defender never got his head around, and the ref thought that was enough for some defensive pass interference.
DeMarco tried to come back for the ball and wasn't able to do so, and still got one arm on the ball.
He did. Done a nice job trying to fight through the defender and at least touch the ball there. So
that moves the ball into Mark Twain territory. 1 minute 53 seconds left in this one. 1st and 10 for Louisiana at the Mark Twain 36-yard line. Lumley comes in motion. Pass to the right side for Blackwell. Gets it at the 35. Cuts it inside to the 30. Still on his feet. Looks like he has a little bit of make people miss in him.
A little bit. He, I think they said he's a junior, if I remember correctly. And it looks like he's still learning the games. Got some nice moves. Would like to see him get a little more explosion.
Yeah, it looked like equipment. Referees called for a clock stoppage.
1 minute and 40 seconds as they roll the clock. Harrison dropping straight back to pack, rolls out to his right, has a man in the flat. Lumley, short gain, out of bounds. The clock will stop. Might lose a yard or two. See where they spot it. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Ball at the Mark Twain 27-yard line. Blackwell this time splits wide to the left side. Harrison with Shepard to his right. Takes the snap. Fakes to Shepard. Looks to roll it. Under pressure. Ball is out. We'll see who has it. They're fighting for it on the ground at the 35-yard line. And Mark Twain has recovered the fumble. Harrison was just setting up to throw there and didn't feel the pressure coming and got drilled just before he could start the forward motion.
Harrison's got to be a tough kid to jump up after that, because he got full on waylaid in the back. Never saw it coming where it's at, but he popped right back up. So kudos to him for his toughness on that. Somebody's got to pick up that man on that left side over there. You just absolutely can't have that.
Never came close to being able to get his feet set. Once they get the clock started, they'll probably have to take another couple of snaps, and that should do it. So Mark Twain's going to pick up their first win this evening. They'll go to 1-5. Louisiana will drop to 2-4.
And have to go down and face a tough Montgomery County next week. And, even though Bowling Green waylaid them last week, Montgomery County's got a winning record, and they're going to be a tough football team. Louisiana's going to have to really do some hard prepping this week to have a chance next week.
Doesn't get much easier for them, that's for sure. 20 seconds on the play clock, 1:08 on the game clock. I believe they'll have one more snap, maybe two.
Take a little time here to talk about. So Louisiana has 3 regular season games left. They're at Montgomery County on Friday, October 6th, and then homecoming here in Louisiana against Van Var on Friday, October 13th. And then the Wright City game at Wright City is actually on Thursday, October 19th. That's going to be a 5:30 p.m. start at Wright City High School.
Yeah, and that was an issue with being able to secure referees for that game, I believe, is the reason they had to move it a day and move the start time up.
That is correct.
The last snap is taken. The clock is wound under 20 seconds. That will do it. Louisiana's going to go down to defeat to Mark Twain. The Tigers win 40-14. We'll be back with the post-game wrap-up after this on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up.
It's a great time to buy or sell a home. I'm Vicki Cadwalder, and I take pride in offering skills that make the process go smoothly from beginning to end. Even after closing, I enjoy staying in touch and being there to help you if you have any other needs or questions. Call me and we'll create a personalized plan just for you. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, loving our small town life.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
This is Tara Grody, and People's Savings Bank is excited to announce the Bobcat debit card. People's Savings Bank believes in giving back to the communities we serve, and that begins with the school district. Every time you use your Bobcat debit card as a credit, People's Savings Bank will give the school district 5 cents. That may not sound like a lot of money, but since starting this program 6 years ago, PSB has been able to give back over $120,000. Open an account online at ourpsb.com or stop by our branch. We are the one with a bright blue roof. Start earning the Bowling Green School District money today just by using your debit card. Member FDIC.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana. Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on KJFM.
Eagle 102 postgame show, 40-14 is the final score here from Cunningham Field. Louisiana absorbs their 4th loss of the year. Mark Twain gets their first victory of the year, and really this game, Louisiana scored their last points 3 minutes and 18 seconds into this football game in the first quarter.
Yeah, I just want to believe that, the Mark Twain staff done a little better job of adjusting to what they were seeing and putting their players in positions to succeed. And Louisiana just couldn't quite keep up with the adjustments quick enough to stay in the ball game. I'm sorry, but it's a disappointing loss for Louisiana. Winless team comes in here, and Louisiana had some success. And not only do they lose this ball game, but they pretty well get routed by the end of the night.
Mistakes kept building up. They had a lot of penalties. The defense certainly gave up some yards, but you got to have both sides of the ball. You got to have some help from the offense. And outside of the first couple of drives, which were buoyed by explosive plays, Louisiana's offense never really got untracked. I think I remember one drive that stalled out on a goal to go that was a decent drive. Other than that, just couldn't get the ball moving.
And I have to question, because it was so refreshing in games 2 through 4 to see the effort that those kids were giving out there. And it looked like as the game went on, they just gave more effort and was quicker and faster and was working hard. And for some reason, these last 2 ball games, I just have to it's not the same as it was on games 2 through 4.
Absolutely. Well, our final score here, again, 40-14. Mark Twain improves to 1-5 on the season. Louisiana drops to 2-4. They'll be back at it next Friday night from Montgomery. For Maddie Ingram, Corey Radford. Kelly Henderson, I'm Rodney Dolbear. Thanks for listening, and good night.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of area high school sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.